to shout to clouds. It's trigger warning!
Hello everybody and welcome to Trigger Warning Tuesday, which means it's Trigger Warning on a Tuesday. And I'm joined by Graham Combat 18 Booth. How are you doing?
Good, man, good. A little bit groggy. It's about a month now since I slept.
Oh.
But apart from that, I'm losing my mind, you know. I'm actually losing my mind at this point.
Right. Graham?
Yeah.
Not that I want to sound like a boomer or anything.
Yes.
But you know the chat box?
Yes. Just click studio. You can check it before you...
Well, it was working last week.
Yeah. That's last week, though, isn't it?
I fixed it now. It just needed refreshing.
Oh, okay.
But that was unsettling. Why would it do this to me every time? I hate this. It makes me feel like a boomer. I'm not even a boomer. I'm Generation X.
Yeah.
I'm from a far
mate.
better generation than you. You're a millennial.
Oh, so I keep being told, yeah.
Yeah, I don't make the rules, dude. I don't make the rules. So how's it going, fella? I've not spoken to you for a couple of days. You doing well?
I know. I'm all right. I had a weird one today. I got there was a certain point where I was 15. I was homeless, and this reverend helped me out like a lot. Used to let me stay at his house at the weekends and things like that. Even though he had daughters and I was around his kids, and stuff, he trusted me and everything. Even though I said right to his face that I don't believe in God.
This doesn't go back to that story about you getting your first blowjob in church, does it?
No. This was after that.
Right.
No. But it just popped in my head today, and I've been quite emotional about it. I've been thinking I'm gonna try and get in touch with him tomorrow, see if I can find him. I did go back to the church, but he'd moved to like the Isle of Wight years ago. So I did a little bit of a Google today, and I found his name. He's just retired. I don't know if he's dead or not. Couldn't find anything to say he was. So I'm going to give him a ring tomorrow. You should say thanks.
You should do that. We've got time to catch up with people from our past. I'm actually, I was supposed to phone him last week, but last week, as you know, was a bit hectic. A guy I went to college with, and we worked together on that film that I did. And then we sort of fell out of touch. 20-odd years. Sort of got in touch on Facebook. So I'm going to give him a bell this week. I think he's coming to Manchester next month. We're going to hang out, and that's going to be really cool. This is the guy that introduced me to Watchmen.
Is he coming on?
Joke.
Coming on Thursday?
I don't know, but if he's around, it'd be cool. Be
a nice test to see having guests. So what do you think? What do we need?
Well, I've not seen him for so long. I don't know how he'd respond, but if he's anything like he was, he might suggest something or just sort of shrug.
Yeah. Nat's just dropped a super chat, by the way.
Nat, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Massively appreciated. How else can I keep my gammon going? I've been very gammon on Twitter today. I've been annoying people on Twitter today.
I've barely been on, you know.
I've been everywhere. I've been an arsehole. We're very annoyed today. Remainers, obviously. Ronaldo fans.
Why? What's he done? What's going on with him?
Oh, it came out that he paid someone off several £100,000 for, someone that accused him of rape. So I just pointed out that, not only has he shown that he's completely innocent, but also that he's a really nice bloke by giving this person a lot of money. And some Ronaldo fans have been very annoyed with me.
Well, she was obviously desperate enough to put false charges against a good man such as him. She obviously needs the money. She obviously needs
exactly. So he's
what a wonderful thing. Yeah, what an amazing man. Wonderful.
I've annoyed some anti-vaxxers quite badly, apparently. And quite by accident, apparently, a couple of vegetarians. So, it's all right. What have we got? Happy Dog saying, so Gen X is pre-decimalisation. I love the way Happy Dog is like, oh, Hayden, you're so old, when clearly he's got a few years on me. He still remembers shillings and sixpences and things. So who've we got in live with us tonight on YouTube? We've got Smoke Steve, Joe9022. That's a new one on me. Hello, Joe. Happy Duck, of course. The American Rebellion MAGA channel.
I love that. I love that name.
Kieran, Nat, Dippy Derek, and Sidewalk Closed. Oh, hopefully him and Happy Dog can reconcile their differences at some point.
Hey, Sidewalk, you all right, man? He shared a video of me on Twitter, and it's like I'm constantly worried about people clipping because I do certainly I present the arguments of people I disagree with, and sometimes I present it quite crudely and quite aggressively. So when I had a notification saying like, oh, I'll leave it to Graham to explain, I was like, oh God, what's he clipped out? It wasn't too bad. It was just me saying that Proud Boys aren't white supremacists, which they're not. Like, tangibly so. But yeah, I was a bit worried because it could have been way worse.
You've only got to worry when it says Graham Clips at Hayden Hewitt.
Yeah.
That's when the shit goes south. Who else we got? We got Vega Navarra. Hello. We've got Toluvian, who is apparently lurking in the background.
Toluvian. I like lurking sometimes. It's nice.
Bullshit.
I do. I lurk on a lot of people's streams.
This is not how you lurk, by going, hi guys.
No, I do.
It's Graham.
I was watching one the other day. Was it Peter Almond? He was doing one the other day. He was doing like a pub quiz or something. And, he's like mates with Happy Dog and that hangs about with him. And I lurked for like a good hour of his stream. I just lurked there.
I never say hello on streams or anything like that. I'm on never ever. Because A, no one knows who I am on there. And B, only thing that's worse than that is someone would know who I was on there. Mr. Kill C1 as well. Hello. Sorry I missed you there. I didn't see your name on the list. Dear me. It's been a busy old week, hasn't it?
Yes.
Lots and lots going on. And quite a few things that should be talked and spoke about. Now, young Alex is, of course, watching. How you doing, fella? We were doing a spot of vape chat on Twitter just before. Oh, yeah.
Isn't it weird how in the UK, vaping is just a known, like, it's an anti-smoking thing. It's like, this is what I am doing so that I don't smoke. Mm-hmm. And then when Americans see us vaping, they're like, oh, look at you, Vape Nation. And it's just like, I can't help but wonder what vaping is in America.
Well, the interesting thing, vaping in America is predominantly publicized by lobbyists to not so much big tobacco, but big pharma, because big pharma are interested in selling patches and those weird anti-smoking sweeties that give you nightmares and shit like that. Whereas over here, we got the Royal College of Physicians said, look, it's not good for you, but it's a lot better than smoking, and they should have vape shops at hospitals. So we have a slightly different take. I was surprised at some of the things that we took on from the EU legislation. But we'll see what happens with that if and when we get Brexit. I guess we'll see where that goes. But it is a different thing, because obviously the certain states, I think, or cities, is it San Francisco where vaping's banned?
So I hear, yeah.
But you can smoke.
Dude, I know. Did you see that? I mean, well, obviously California's a bit weird for smoking overall, but did you see that woman who's just closed down a shop in California? 15 years she's run a business for, and she got so sick of people sleeping in the doorways and having to clean shit off the front every morning, and like just the homeless tents and the needles. She just had to close her business. She, along with many other people, are just getting the fuck out of California, man. And I don't really blame her,
I don't either. It is something. Smoke Steve's just made a comment there. Lots of people vape here to cut down on cigs, but now they want to make it illegal because 1 in 5 teens are vaping. How many teens used to smoke?
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, teens are vaping, Ali. Jesus, if that's like, because I've seen that a lot. I have seen that a lot, and obviously it is an issue to a certain extent. But what the fuck was I doing when I was 15? I was out getting drunk. I was out looking for drugs.
I was drinking and smoking.
Yeah. Smoking was phenomenally popular. So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, all right. The vaping, terrible. If you ban it, they're just gonna do something else, mate. They're not gonna. It's not
crack.
You're not going to stop teenagers rebelling and experimenting by just banning something.
Oh, they just want to ban fucking everything. Now you got this big scare in the States because 100 people who vape have been put in hospital. So, of course, like things like the Express are running with, that's it, vaping. So it's, hang on, millions upon millions of people vape. 100 people suspected of vaping something you'd probably not really supposed to be vaping. Like cheap THC liquid produced fuck knows where.
Right.
But all of a sudden,
Right.
it's like the popcorn lung thing all over again, And Joe 9022 says, rather smoke than vape. At least I know what I'm gonna get. Yes, so do people who vape. What do you mean disease-wise? I can't imagine it'll be worse. You feel better. Don't worry about it. You smoke, you live your life happy. I used to love smoking. I was very good at it.
I do wonder about smoking though, how much the government, because obviously there's the whole stop smoking, blah 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 blah, but they collect so much tax money from fags that I do wonder sometimes just how up for quitting smoking the government is.
Think about it this way: not only do they collect the tax money, but there's a reason they took so long to come down on smoking in China, because it keeps the population down. It stops the aging population.
Yeah.
The more people that you smoke, the more people die nice and young. Less pensions to pay out, less of a drain on society. So, there's that.
Sidewalk Close is saying that a lot of smoking laws apply to vaping. It's the same here in the UK. There was a really wonderful sort of 6 months where vaping was kind of okay in most pubs and stuff. People would just start vaping, and you still can. You're not supposed to, but there's a few places that are just like, yeah, whatever.
You
Because
you can't use things like these in them, though. That's antisocial as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, especially yours. I mean, I can turn mine down and just I can hold it in and just it goes out the way or whatever. But yours is like you're a fucking sleeping dragon, aren't you?
Sidewalk Close says chemicals are in vape. Don't know what's in it. No regulation. That's not actually true. It's very effectively self-regulates in terms of getting chemicals out of e-liquid and know what's in it, and they're regularly tested. These are things we have to overcome. Yes, you could go and buy juice from something you don't know, but in the EU, you've got to have clean labs to produce it and sell it, or you get massive fines. I think it's ISO 8 regulation, clean labs. There's stuff that can't go in it, and if it's found, you're ostracised by vapors everywhere. So, yes and no. Yes and no. It's worth keeping in mind cigarettes. I'm not anti-smoking. People should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they like. But cigarettes have some, 70 or 80 carcinogens in there?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. The shit going in. Oh, but it feels good though.
I know. Of course it does. It feels fantastic. And things like diacetyl that cause the popcorn lung scares. Cigarettes have like between 20 and 200 and 750 times more diacetyl in per use than any liquid ever did. Not many smokers get popcorn lung. Go figure. Fuck it. My lung disease will be apple flavoured this evening. Well, for a little while. I'm almost out. This has been delicious. Well, it's nearly gone.
Oh, really? I've got... what is this? What is it? I don't even know. It's like melon or something. It's lasted ages.
Your lack of progression in vaping is disturbing.
No, because I've seen what he's done to you. You can't put your pants on without spending 50 quid on a minor little piece that slots into one part of it. I'm like, no, I don't want to go that deep in that hard.
My missus vapes better than you.
So I'm not here to. It's not a pissing contest.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It might be for you.
You have to shrug off this beta status, Graham. And you could do that with a decent RDA and some good juice that you know what it is. Not just some schneid crap from the corner shop out one of them cabinets.
No, it's not corner shop stuff. It's from a legit shop. No, I can't. Hey, I take issue with that. Even I know the difference between the corner shop stuff. I can't. It's unbearable.
It's sorry, because young Alex is on the e-liquid version of drinking cider in the park tonight. Pinkman. There's Pinkman and Heisenberg. That's drinking cider in the park. Shameful. Right. The vapist has 3 litres of homemade menthol.
Oof. Good for you, man. Good for you.
I love the 3 litre. I think I've made too much here, lads. Jesus.
A friend of mine, when he gave up alcohol, actually, was a very, very, very much an alcoholic. He got really into physical art, doing metalworking and things like that. He's done some beautiful stuff, but he's obsessed with vaping and obsessed with making his own like that. I don't know if he's got specifically 3 liters of menthol, but he constantly mixes his own stuff. He's dead proud. I think that's it, though, isn't it? If you get rid of a major addiction like that, you have to. If you don't find something that you can really throw yourself into, you're just going to lose your mind.
That's what it is with me and smoking. That's why I can't go on a vape pen. I have to make coils and fuck about with kit and stuff. I have to do something, otherwise. I know my exterior is of a very relaxed and lazy person, but you know me as well as I can't fucking sit still and do nothing. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It just gets on my tits. I can't. I have to constantly be doing something, looking at something. It's just the way I am, and this is another part of it.
It's what I used to do a lot when I did alcohol and drugs work with people, and I couldn't force them to, but my advice was always go do something. You're on benefits, you're homeless, but you're in a hostel, so you've got a roof over your head, and you've got food, you've got security, safety, all the rest of it, all that's covered. So up until the point where you're out in the real world, go and volunteer, go and do something, anything,
anything, keep busy.
Just that label then, rather than like, oh well, I'm a homeless person or I'm an ex-alcoholic. You could go and you can go and work for the Big Issue, and you're a journalist. I don't mean selling it. You go and write. Suddenly I'm a journalist or I'm a volunteer. I do this. It doesn't fucking matter. Sod the money, sod all the rest of it. Because chances are, a job then comes out of it almost always.
Something comes out of it. Something positive. Yeah. Just like Nat Lynch says, try cycling, Hayden. But why I've no interest in diddling children. Why would I try cycling?
I need something as well as cycling, because my legs are awesome. My ass is phenomenal. I've got the first or second best ass on my block. There's still debates about that. But everything from the waist up is just slowly expanding.
Hang on, the only person debating it is you. I mean, your missus was quite clear on Twitter. You do not have the best ass in your building, let alone your blog. And she can judge it. She sees it in all its glory.
Yeah, but Fatima's ass is different because that's an untasted ass. She can grab my ass whenever she wants. That mystery ass is always better. I want to grab Fatima's ass over Soph's ass because I've never grabbed Fatima's ass. I can grab Soph's 30% of the time that I want to, depending on a mood. So it doesn't have that mystery. So that's why there's a debate. That's why I rejected a thing on that. I'm not having that. It's just because it's thingy, innit?
Bit strange.
Grass is always greener, isn't it, mate? She's forgetting how good she's got it with me from the waist down. Waist up is. I'm a lucky boy.
I'm losing weight. It doesn't feel right.
I know. It makes it even worse.
It's the wrong way. It's the wrong way because I usually expand continuously since the age of about mid-20s, 30. But now I'm going the other way. So I guess I should start riding a bicycle. So out my bottom half.
Apparently I cycle like a granny, but that's not true. I don't. The thing is, I'm most of the time I'm on it with my daughter, and it's like in the sun. It's hard going. It's really good exercise. It's a good connection thing with it. It's positive all around. But my arms are fine. It's just this middle bit. Maybe I should stop eating cake.
He is getting fat.
All the time.
And there's nothing wrong with that, Graham. There's nothing wrong with it. You're approaching 40. That is the time to think, I'll just put a lot of weight on because my heart will really appreciate it.
Okay, yeah. Just give up.
But then again, do you know what? It doesn't mean fuck up. My brother, he's never smoked.
Yeah.
Barely drinks. Does like his food, but he's not fat. His fucking heart just clobbered out on him, didn't it? 3 stents and all sorts of malarkey going on. Me, up until I met the missus, I didn't treat my body like a temple. I treated it like a really busy public toilet. I've not treated it great since, but luckily, my heart's still okay. It was a bit fast recently, but apparently I've got all that sorted. So I'm good to go.
Vegas saying he took up MMA, and actually when I was younger, the MMA wasn't really a thing. I used to do Jeet Kune Do in town, the old
the Bruce Lee thing.
The Bruce Lee one, yeah, which I did like because it was mixed. Like MMA wasn't the thing like it is now, but it was good because we did do boxing and grappling, and we did loads of different things. And yeah, my body was awesome then, especially because
you like a bit of grappling, don't you?
Oh, I love a bit of grappling.
Sweaty men.
the guy I was usually with was this big fucking seat guy, huge he was. He kicked me right across the room once. It was amazing. It was so much fun. But yeah, I actually I went on a website locally for my daughter because I was thinking of taking her to like a youth karate because karate's good when you're that age, isn't it? You don't want too much thingy. And but the only way I could even look at the site was giving my email, and I was like, and yeah, they've just sent me a really good little thing where we both get a T-shirt, you know, and we go together and things. And I'm thinking, oh, that might be fun actually, just as she starts school.
I consider that my son's got his mother's temper. The last thing I want is him trained to use his hands like that. The vapist says if I want to lose weight, I should try a keto diet. I'm losing weight just by not eating shit and walking a bit. I'm all right. I'm not in a rush. I'm doing okay. You know, I'm never going to be slimmer of the year. I'm just doing all right.
Yeah.
We should probably move on, though, because this has so far covered vaping and dietary habits.
That's all phenomenally interesting, mate. Phenomenally interesting. I don't know what you're talking about. This is gold.
Oh, I've been enjoying it greatly. I just don't know about the viewers.
We've already had a super chat, mate. What are you on about?
Yeah, the
market's decided.
The American Rebellion says, I just eat pizza and Oreos and I'm happy.
Yeah, good for you.
Dude, may that continue and may you live to a long and healthy old age. I just wouldn't if I carried on. It's that simple. Some of us do it, some of us don't.
The thing is, diets. It's hard to advise someone else on a diet because it's very much what's right for you. I'm a strong believer, and there is obviously stuff to back this up as well. But you know, it's just what you eat as you're growing up and everything, and where you're from, and it's like what's right for your body. If I suddenly stopped eating cheese, I think I'd get seriously ill. But then if someone else ate cheese, they'd be fucked. But for me, I'm used to it. My body just craves it, you know.
I just had to cut out the shit. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all, you know.
Everyone knows. Everyone with weight problems knows the issue.
Yeah, I eat too much shit and I'm lazy. And other fat people that can't accept that. There was that woman that blocked me on Twitter, accused me of fat shaming. It's like, I'm not fat shaming. I'm fat. There's no such thing as fat shaming. If you're fat because you're lazy and you eat too much shit. Oh, but what if it's glandular? What, your fucking pie gland? It's never your glands. Yeah, that's 1 in a million people. It's because you're fucking lazy and you eat too many fucking donuts.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what you're not a victim. You're greedy and you're lazy. I know this because I'm greedy and lazy, and that's how it is. It's not just me projecting. That's how it is. Occasionally, there's someone with a thyroid issue, and there are many people that think they've got a thyroid issue, but miraculously, you know, they never find it in those tests. There's something wrong with those tests. It's not the tests. It's that Black Forest Gatto you just fucking ate.
Yeah. No, there is the assumption, isn't it? It's the same thing for mental health. The amount of arseholes I've known in my life, and someone's given me I've disliked them, and someone's given me a nudge and gone, well, they're on the spectrum, don't you know? And it's like, all right, so they can just be an absolute cunt to everyone they meet, and it's just fine. We all have to deal with it because you've decided they're probably on some sort of spectrum, you know.
Oh, like, well, we had that in chat, and I think it was when Liveleak had a chat room. Someone was in, he said, yeah, you know, you've got to give me this leeway because I've got Asperger's. I don't have to do any such fucking thing. That's a lot of bollocks as well. That's just... it's like all these things when you know, I was in a camera shop with my wife once. Now, she deals with the public a lot, and often when they're quite bad-tempered. And they always come up with that, I'm dyslexic. So we're in this shop and the guy spells something simple wrong, and I chuckled. I couldn't help it. He just came out, he went, I'm dyslexic. I thought, not for the rest of those fucking words you weren't, dickhead. You're not dyslexic, you're just thick. But now we've given people more access to information they never had before via the internet, where thick people can tell other thick people, maybe you're dyslexic, maybe you've got Asperger's, maybe maybe instead of dyslexic and Asperger's, you're just a rude thick cunt.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. No one's stupid anymore. They're just a certain kind of special.
And I'm sorry, but being stupid, unless you're congenitally stupid, it's a choice. And if you've chosen to be a moron, why the fuck would I respect you and believe your bullshit stories about your Asperger's? And I mean, obviously, if it's someone that's biting the chin and all fucking twisted up in a chair, I'll cut them some slack.
Dude, I was talking to a mum today, and I quite like her, you know. And she's a sexy mum, even with the 3 kids. Doesn't matter, still would. But she's called the latest one Sage, you know, for like wisdom. And we were laughing about like, what if he just grows up to be an idiot? And like, but that was the thing of like that's her own son who was right there, who she has called sage as a word for wisdom. But we were both still capable of having a laugh about it and saying, well, wouldn't it be funny if you grew up stupid? You know, like it's not like it's so nice, like especially if you're on Twitter too much or you're on social media too much, you forget that real people can just have laughs like that.
Yeah.
You know, like
oh, everyone's offended. What was it? Someone put a comment up on Twitter. Not just it was one of, you know, when a random comes past sometimes, and it was some woman that just likes having a laugh and poem. She said, you know, congratulations to all those wealthy middle class kids that are going to Cambridge. I'm just glad that my lad came back from Ayia Napa and I'm not a grandma. Now it's just, you know, it's like, oh yeah, funny, and I post with, you know, yeah, that's good, but he's got chlamydia. And it was all a laugh, but the amount of people underneath going, well, actually, you know, plenty of people who aren't middle class get to go. It's like, oh, fucking hell. Everyone on Twitter is a po-faced, miserable bastard who takes everything so fucking literally.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, I opened it earlier and everyone was bleating on about Spider-Man because there's some problem with the licensing for Spider-Man 3 or something. I was like, I really don't care, guys. I really don't care. I saw some bollocks about Stan Lee.
Spider-Man's wonderful. The Spider-Man news is brilliant. It's brilliant.
Really?
By the way, Midget Porn Addict, thank you very much. That's very cool of you, dude. Thank you. I don't even see the name in chat. He's not chatting. Just dropped a little treat on us there.
Well, I can't see it.
Yeah,
so.
it popped up as a notification. I don't get the list at the top so unless he did it through Thingamajigamy, Streamlabs.
It could have been through Streamlabs.
I think that was through Streamlabs.
Have we got Streamlabs at the top?
Yes.
Right, we've still got that. Right,
yes.
Right, I get it now, yeah.
But thank you very much. It's hugely appreciated. The Spider-Man news was brilliant for me because now Disney know exactly how Netflix felt.
Yeah.
When Netflix went and developed these amazing series and Disney went, we'll just have that, thank you very much. Now it's happened to them and it's like, boom! And all the fanboys are upset, but I'm like, why the Spider-Man films were a bit shit.
I didn't mind him. I thought they were all right.
Yeah,
I liked him.
But it doesn't matter if we don't get another Spider-Man film.
I've just pulled up Midget Porn Addict's donation. I love that name. Midget Porn Addict said, "Cut the waffle and get onto the Nazi ninja that twatted Owen Jones."
Somebody saw the Twitter post. I sent that to Graham first. The image I did of it, it's I've not got it here, or I'll put it up for you, but it was of a ninja with Adolf Hitler's face and a Nazi armband. And I said to Graham, I'm thinking about posting this on the Twitter account. And before he responded, I just posted it anyway. So.
Yeah, I just looked at it and went, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But yes, he's right. We've waffled for 30 minutes, although it's what we do. We chill out with our peeps. We chill,
man, it's
relax.
Tuesday, isn't it? It's Tuesday. We're relaxing. I'm not. I mean, you know, we've got to be careful right now. I've spent half the day almost crying because of some reverend that showed me love 25 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking, he's had a whole life since then. I just want him to know I've got a child now. I just want him to know I've got a child. You know, that's the fucking state I've been in. So to be honest, this waffle is good. It's keeping me away from the dark place.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's healthy that we hang out with our people and share our lives. These are good things, Midget Porn Addict. Chill, we got loads of time. Yeah. We're not on the clock. It's all right.
It's still hanging around me though. It's just that thing of like, I'm not religious and I don't, but there's somebody like right to his face. I was like, I'm not into what you're into. He's like, I'm still gonna help you. I'm just like, fuck. It confuses me.
It's like that one teacher I knew, the guy that ran the Jewish Museum in Manchester. One teacher that connected with me. Lost his whole family in the concentration camps. I told you about him. Wonderful man. Those sort of people. They you know, you might not always take their advice when you're young, but it keeps coming back to you. I wish I'd opened a window or a door in this place. It's getting awfully foggy in here.
He's doing the Graham way of broadcasting. well, like an hour in, you could just see me doing that because I'm slipping my pants off.
I'm not going to slip my pants off, but I can't effectively reach. I'll figure it out in a bit. But yes, let's talk about Owen Jones.
Yeah, go on then. Go on.
Now, as you know, I was a little late to the party on this one because I don't see Owen's Twitter feed because Owen blocked me some time ago.
Yeah.
I think it's because I called him a twat. I'm not sure what the reason is. I never really said much about him. But Owen Jones, lefty human clickbait kind of guy.
Yeah.
Apparently, apparently he left the pub on the early hours of Saturday morning with some friends, and he was attacked, knocked to the floor, and but it's grown since then. Now I do believe he was attacked.
Yeah. Well, there was an annoying thing because I talked about this on Sunday. The fact that the Guardian just straight away, no allegedly or no, says,
far
no
right.
quote, just
Far right.
He was attacked, and it's like, are we just not bothering with evidence anymore?
Yeah, but also now it's he was attacked by the far right. This was a far right premeditated attack, according to Owen Jones, and then it grew further. These people came out of the pub and attacked him with military precision. Military precision. They kicked him in the back and kicked him in the skull, and he banged his head. Now, the people left the pub attacked with military precision with a karate kick, his words, not mine, to the back. So what we're learning now is Owen Jones goes to drink where there are right-wing, military-trained ninjas. Now, I've got a problem with this narrative.
Nazi ninjas.
Far be it from me to suggest that Owen Jones has elaborated a little on the story, but basically I think he's elaborated a little on the story. Number one, if they were far right, they've drank there all night, not said a word to him, not heckled him in the pub, not followed him into the toilets and all those things, because we know that's what usually happens when there's a Barney in the pub. It kicks off. But no, they've waited till he's left, they've followed him out, and with military precision been beaten off by his... Not beaten off, that's perhaps the wrong phrase, because I don't know what kind of pub it was, but beaten away by his friends. Why is there not a mark on him?
Yeah.
Because if you've been on the floor and the shoe has been introduced to your head, there's usually a mark or a cut or blood or a graze, something. So these far-right people who planned to attack Owen Jones attacked him with military precision and a karate kick, but did not hurt him. Is it just me? I mean, am I being too critical because I think he's a dreadful, dreadful turd? Is it just me, or does this sound like bollocks?
Well, I don't know, man. As a parent, I can say it is possible to inflict a lot of pain on someone without actually leaving any marks.
But outside the pub on a Saturday night, no, you get left with fucking marks outside the pub on a Saturday night.
I can't. Every time I go drinking, I wake up. I black out. Every time I go drinking, I wake up and I black out, and there's just blood all over me.
I know, because last time it was the ear, wasn't it? And just
blood.
Yeah,
I woke up like that, and there was just a pool of blood had hardened in my ear. It was like I pulled it out like the shape of my earlobe. I was like, and then my knees were gone. And did I ever show you that drunken YouTube I did?
No.
When I went and played poker. And then I did a YouTube video. I shot, edited, and uploaded it whilst so wankered I don't remember a moment of it. And you can see me like cross my legs, and both my knees are just gushing blood, and it's just like thick globs coming down. What the fuck did you do, Graham? I don't. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like a Saturday night fight to just not have any marks. It seems odd, and I am getting Jussie Smollett vibes off it all now.
Yeah, and now, but it's the fact that it's so quickly accepted. Yes, this was a far-right attack. The far-right are out of control in this country. It's like, what fucking far-right? What is this far-right? Far-right to me? Do you remember the old National Front guys? The BNP? The National Front. The full-blown Nazi skinhead pricks. They used to
proper racist, Aidan.
Yeah, real ones, like the good old days.
We knew how to do it back then. It was good old racism.
Sniffing glue. And battering people of colour. That's what they did. But now apparently what they do is gently tussle gay reporters. I just think this is bollocks. I think someone in that pub's just thought, who is that mouthy prick over there? Gone outside. They've had a slap fight. Karate kicked him in the back while his friends did whatever his friends do. And also, if he had a group of friends, why wasn't one of them lying on the floor in a pool of their own creation?
I know.
Not his friends, the attackers. Because everyone stood around screeching at each other while Owen rolled round on the fucking floor. That's what happened. I mean, if he was attacked, it's wrong. No one should be attacked. It's ridiculous.
No.
But if he's got into an altercation, that's one thing. But this whole narrative has been used horribly to push his shitty agenda that everyone's a fucking racist or a bigot or far right if they don't toe the line of Owen, take you on a journey, Jones. He's such an odious little twat.
The thing for me is that where's the video footage then? Okay, we need to catch these people. Where's the footage of it? Because this shit, CCTV of stuff like this leaks instantly. Why? Because the Sun and the Daily Mail will pay you a fortune for your CCTV.
Yeah, how did he manage to find the only place in London that isn't covered with CCTV?
I know we've got more CCTV than anywhere else on the planet, and for some reason there's no footage of it. That's what really worries me about all this. And you know what, as well, with the Guardian. In fact, there's two things that annoy me of this. One of which I went through on Sunday, but I want to go through it again with you today because he's carrying it on. But it's the Guardian put out a thing about attacks on public figures, specifically journalists. You know, it was an editorial statement from the Guardian, and it really fucked me off because there was no mention of Andy Ngo. There was no mention of, like, you know, there's Antifa are attacking a lot of journalists now.
Yeah.
It is a regular thing for them to do. And in fact, I'm going to talk about the Minds conference in a minute, where the Minds conference is at risk because Antifa have threatened to burn the theatre down where they're holding it, and the Guardian put out a statement about that, and they just basically went, Owen Jones and Joe Cox. Do you remember Joe Cox? That was bad, wasn't it? Anyway, Nazis, everything's bad. And I just thought, you've got so little self-respect as an organisation, the Guardian, that when you're putting out a message specifically about journalists being attacked, you intentionally, willfully ignore the likes of Antifa. You know,
they'll ignore any amount of violence.
Yeah, it really annoys me.
Anyway, there was a statement emailed to the Huff Post from the Met Police, and it said a man in his 30s was attacked by up to 4 males who also assaulted his friends when they attempted to intervene. 4 males attacked him and then his friends. None of those injured required hospital treatment or London ambulance service. No arrests have been made. Bollocks.
AirSats has just said Tommy Robinson supporters often attack journalists and photographers, including freelance. I've seen that, but I've not necessarily in attacks, but I've seen a lot of hostility there.
Well, fine, yeah, they're shit certainly. As well, yeah. Then.
That's true. There is a lot of hostility there. I mean, part of that is, though, they are absolute fucking scumbags. Here's the thing about Tommy Robinson supporters. There's a lot of knobheads that follow him, but often they're just decent, normal people who are not represented or served in any way as being working class by the media.
I am going to say here, traditionally, the far right with their organised rallies have been worse, but now, yes, the shit at Tommy Robinson rallies kick off, but you know what? They don't tend to hit people with fucking hammers. The left are organising their fascism now. Well, they're organised. They're going to war against people who aren't going to war. We'll burn down this theatre if you have this conference. Now, you could say that's just one lunatic, but it never fucking is anymore. It's a movement.
This is organised. I mean, this place, the Minds Live thing is people from all over the political spectrum. You know, like they've quite intentionally got progressives and everyone they could possibly get, and people who dislike each other. So they've got the likes of Count Dankula. You know, it's these people that are very, very polarising, and people have opinions about, and they'll tweet abuse. But the idea is to get them face to face. You know, so that they're actually like talking and discussion. And the whole point of this meeting is to try and temper political violence, to try and create a new narrative that is more combined and more and then what's Antifa's reaction? Fucking we're gonna burn down the theatre. They've already hijacked the Pittman Theatre's Twitter. And they've said this specifically, I've got it here. This account has been taken over until the Pittman Theatre agrees to cancel the Minds event. If you don't know Minds, it's a social media channel. Quite a tepid one, really. The Minds event hosting racist, transphobic, Holocaust denying speakers on August 31st.
Well, don't the Independent have a Minds account as well?
Well, yeah.
I mean, how left can you get?
Yeah. Well, the fucking transphobic Blair White's going to be there. She's like, so what? Is she just walking into a room where everyone hates her then?
Yes, absolutely. Richie Allen's been under attack as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Richie Allen was named by The Guardian as being a show that, basically has a load of bigots on and everything. I mean, Richie does have some... I mean, a lot of his guests I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire.
Yeah, but I want to hear what they've got to say.
Alison Chablos, Gilad Atzmon, I think they're fucking awful. However, it's just, a point of view. But he's been, The Guardian jumped on it with him. So online, others jumped on it, and it's all been kicking out. And all these, even an MEP waded in, but he was a little unsure about the whole thing. It's like, the BBC's had shit people on. Does that mean the BBC's racist? Of course not. No, just
no.
Richie.
That's the thing. I described him as a competent I described him as a decent guy and a competent broadcaster. I think I was replying to the editor of the Jewish Chronicle because I was like, no, I disagree with him on a lot. I mean, Jesus Christ, Richie Allen is a fucking socialist, like card-carrying, proud socialist. If I could rip him a new fucking thing, I would love to do that. I can't stand socialism. I think it's evil, but I also think he's a decent person who calls himself a socialist for good reasons, because he wants good for other people. But I'd love to rip him down if I thought he was a prick. But he's not. He's a good person, and he is a competent broadcaster.
I know what Richie does. Richie just hates Israel.
Well,
which is fair enough. Who should give a shit?
He does have a bias there.
Who should give a shit? But I do believe Richie uses language that makes it too easy for the people that see anti-Semitism everywhere. Makes it far too easy because a lot of the people that adopt similar language are anti-Semites. Richie, and I've had this argument online. I've ended up arguing with all these fucking Jewish people who called me anti-Semitic, which is fucking marvellous.
Yeah, I disagree with him on Israel. I'd love to fucking dunk him. But if you're just going to call him, someone is saying that he promotes Holocaust now, that is untrue. Yeah. He might talk to people who deny Holocaust, but then if he's just as allowed to do that as the BBC is, as the Jewish Chronicle is.
Why not? Why not?
Because he's more than capable of interviewing people without just being fucking blindsided and going, "Oh, you're phenomenal."
And he does challenge them.
Yeah, of course he fucking does.
He genuinely does. And it does bother. I'm not here to defend Richie. He's a big boy who can defend himself. He doesn't need my help. But you know what? It pisses me off. Because I was saying to these people, I've known Richie for, 6 years, 7 years? We've spoke about this debate. We've had many loud conversations on these topics. The man is not an anti-Semite. When he talks about Rothschilds and the Warburgs and people, he doesn't think of them as being Jewish. He genuinely doesn't. He doesn't consider them Jews. Yes, he hates Israel with a blind passion, but some people hate Iran, some people hate Israel, some people hate England. I don't give a flying fuck. I think he's wrong about a lot of it, but that's our debate to have. But we've got to stop this fucking no platforming bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it's like what we were saying the other day about cultural Marxism. Yes, some people use that as an anti-Semitic trope. But it's a similar thing. But then some people talk about it in terms of how Marxists run a phenomenal percentage of education, and then that sends certain narratives up through society and all the rest of it, and it has nothing to do with Jewish people at all. No. The conversation isn't there, the thought isn't there, or whatever.
No, it's just been co-opted. It's
a similar thing though, isn't it? So someone could say cultural Marxism, and then you go, "Oh, you bloody Jew-hating bastard!" And I think there's a similar thing there when people listen to Richie Allen and he says, "I'm so fucking sick of hearing about the Holocaust," which is something he does say.
Yeah.
Then you could hear that the same way. You're like, why? Oh, because it didn't happen, did it? And it's like, no, he's just really sick of hearing about it.
I remember once I was having a conversation with him that came up, and then I think it was about 20 minutes later, he mentioned about what the English did to the Irish, and it's just like, well, we've all got our historical events we like to keep alive, haven't we? You know, it's
But
just
yeah, but he made a good point though. He made a fucking good point, and it does actually go back to the cultural fucking Marxism thing. In that, like, why do we talk about the Nazis all the time, but not Soviet Russia, but not Pol Pot, but not Mao? We don't talk about that stuff, even though they killed more people. But it's not discussed. It's not there because ultimately there's that weird thing of like, well, they were trying to do the right thing, but it
no.
went wrong.
Do you know what I
That's the
think part of
narrative.
it is as well? I think it's even simpler than that.
Go on, go on.
I think it's because there's not that many Chinese people that we talk to. When people say, well, what about the Rwanda massacre? I don't know a lot of Rwandans. But I'm sure
Yeah.
if I did, I would spend a lot more time talking about the Rwandan massacre, where Jewish people are a part of our country. It's a part of the European shared history that this thing happened. So we're going to hear more about
But
that.
that's his point, though, isn't it? Like, I don't talk to that many Israelis ever, and yet we hear about it every day. That's his point. That's the point he's trying to make.
Yeah, but to be fair,
and I
a lot
get
of
it.
that,
I
a
get
lot of
it.
that is also kept alive by anti-Israel people as well. Everyone's at fucking fault. Do you know what the secret to getting along is? I think not getting along.
Yeah, why not, man?
Let everyone just be a bit pissed off,
Hey, dude,
but unable to silence anybody else. Then we'd all crack on, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I love Richie's streams where he's going about shit and I don't agree with it. I love getting angry. I'm like, that's his bullshit. But I wouldn't think anything less of him as a result. I don't know. No, it's fine, man. I'll text him. Good show, mate. Really enjoyed that. You know, like it's not. It's a separate thing. You know, there's a woman today going on about how Liam Nielsen was racist.
Oh.
She's one of them. You can tell she only ever reads headlines because I'm constantly correcting her on stuff. I couldn't, and I let it go. She was going on about the chicken shop thing being racist, and I didn't want to say, well, actually, kids are being groomed in chicken. I couldn't be asked, but then she said that Liam Nielsen was racist, and I thought I'm not going to treat her any differently. I'm still going to treat her nicely, and my kids can play together, and I'll be civil and everything. But she's fucking insane to think that Liam Nielsen isn't racist. Many years, like 20, 30 years ago or whatever it was.
More than
a friend,
that. And he used the language of the time and place.
Yeah. A friend of his got raped by a black person. So he walked the streets hoping a black person would attack him, and he had a knife so that he could get some form of revenge that night. That's what he did in that moment of rage. And, you know, she said, I'll let the chicken shop thing go. But she said that Liam Nelson's a racist. I'm like, no, he's not. Actually, I've got respect for him being on such a platform and so many like eyes on him, and for him to admit that he's a human being that did something stupid, hateful, and racist that night, that moment, and thankfully nothing came of it. And the fact that that he's willing in the current climate to just openly discuss it is phenomenal. And the fact that someone like that would go, well, you're a racist, then it's like, oh, well, because you're a human being that made a mistake, and that's it. Then you're just out the club. You're just done. Fuck that.
I was going to say in chat here, Joe90 saying, you know, some people say halal's cruel but not kosher slaughter. To be fair, Joe, covered this many times. In fact, our first ban on YouTube was when I did a show about halal and kosher. Both are fucking ridiculous. They should not be allowed. But whenever I bring it up, I do enjoy bringing this up quite frequently. It's one of my favourite ones, along with people that hunt are basically lower down the evolutionary ladder than the rest of us. And, you know, things like that are great arguments, because when I do that, I get accused of being anti-Semitic and Islamophobic, all in the same one. In fact, some incredibly, a lot of people from the Middle East and countries like that putting up these incredibly ill-educated arguments and telling me I needed to get more informed about science because cows and goats don't have the same nervous systems and things like that. They die instantly when they get their throats cut. So I'm stupid for not knowing that, and what a shocking Jew I am. I'm like, no, but I don't like kosher either. I think that shouldn't be allowed unless they stun first. They just ignore it. That people have this thing where they don't hear that part or read it because they want to concentrate on the fact that he can only be attacking my beliefs because.
Yeah.
You know, he can only be saying halal's bad because he hates Muslims. I couldn't give a flying fuck what your religion is. I couldn't give a shit. But the minute he does bad things, I'm allowed to say something. You know, it's like, well, you should just respect our beliefs. I do. I respect your right to believe that you should be allowed to kill an animal slowly and painfully. I just don't think you should actually be allowed to kill an animal slowly and painfully. Believe whatever you like. Doing is different. Doing is very different. You know, and The Ersatz has just tried about stunning. The UK meat industry is a million miles from perfect. Ours, however, is more tightly regulated than most EU countries. It is improving, but only slowly. Most do use the captive bolt. It has to improve, but the lack of improvement is not based on instruction from thousands of years ago to make it slow and painful because of all the bacteria in the blood. No one knew about that back in the day. They discovered that's what they meant, because it's good to interpret things. That is a slow, painful death mandated by an imaginary sky genie. That is different to not having a meat industry that's better. That's something we can change, something we can evolve, as it has evolved from the last 50 years. It's just too slow, but it is improving. But the religious people, we can't improve because they believe their God told them to do this. There's a massive difference. And to use that argument is a really kind of poor argument. It's a very poor argument.
Well, hopefully, once we stop Brexit, the EU will make sure that animal conditions and slaughter will get better.
Things will improve when we leave the EU, yeah.
No, when we stay in the we stop Brexit.
No, when we leave the EU.
No, because we can't do these things on our own. We can't save the environment. We can't.
No, we can't do it. Actually, you're right. Yeah, because we'll
human rights, civil rights, none of that.
Chlorinated chicken. The skies will turn to fire. The angel of death will kill the firstborn. Ersatz is a vegan. I do apologise. I didn't realise I was talking to a humorless person with sweaty feet in plastic shoes. Dude, you do you, and enjoy the fact that much wildlife is being slaughtered for vegans right now so you can have the crops that you require for your kind of diet.
Yeah, Ersatz, if you ever go in a supermarket, mate, you're part of the problem. You're a murderer. Sorry.
Oh, you despicable human being causing that pain and suffering on purpose. You should only eat what grows in your back garden, on the tree, leaves and dandelions and other shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't do gardening. I don't understand it.
Dude, we're nearly an hour in. I want to tell people. Obviously, we can do the spiel and everything, but I do want to remind people that September I'm going to be experimenting with going live at noon every day. Probably not Saturday, obviously, not every day, but Monday to Friday I'm going to be experimenting with going live at noon. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, whatever, it's cool. Probably looking at half hour or so. We're going to see. Depends on the news. Depends what's happening. But just as a nice little update, I'm not going to worry too much about if it steps on the podcast or whatever. It'll just be a daily update. People can take it or whatever. No clips, though. In fact, in itself, I'm hoping it will just be a clip of it on its own, hopefully just keep to one subject. But we're going to see how it goes. So if you're a bum like me, then basically it means I don't have to do more work. I'm like, no, I work every day now, darling. Yeah, sorry.
Ersatz Mode has updated us on his footwear. He says he wears Hakes tactical shoes, which soldiers wear. Very good. Can you lift them off the floor with your lack of energy and paleness?
Oh no, Alex. Oh,
yeah. Alex, look at that. Look how he's kicked you to the fucking curb. You soulless monster.
No, what I was saying was, I'm not expecting you. I meant it from a completely different perspective. I'm not expecting you to be there every day at noon, cutting out clips from my random rants. That's what I'm saying. It'll just be too much work, but I'm going to experiment anyway.
It's not what he's saying at all. It's not what he's saying. Graham, you're just fucking awful to that lad. He works so hard for us, and you just treat him like a piece of shit, dude. I'll do one in the evenings. You can edit, Alex. Don't you worry. I still like you.
A rambling, drunken mess of a broadcast.
It'll still be gold.
I don't like as well with this Owen Jones thing. Before we move off again, but the thing about him is he keeps bringing it around to his whiteness. He did an interview. That was his narrative straight away. He was like, "Well, I'm a white person. Imagine how bad it is for minorities," and it really fucking annoyed me. It really annoyed me because it's just like, what Oprah's a minority. Is it bad for her? There's this fucking weird like this that creeping far left racism that's in him. He's like, this was bad for me, and I'm white. Can you even imagine how it is for that? You know, the non-whites, BAMEs,
The
and
people
all
that
that.
does he mean the people that actually get a real kicking from horrible bastards?
Yeah, where's his? Yeah, I know.
Not a pretend one, like a proper one.
It just really fucking annoys me. There's no consistency here because they're like, oh, the far right menace that's coming up, but then when you look at them, they're like, oh yeah, it's the far right's multiracial now, and it's like, what? Like you people are the white supremacists at this point. Like, but in an inherent guilt-free, guilt-free in terms of your white supremacy, but then it's riddled with guilt as well. It comes from your own white guilt because you think you're better, because you think your life's better. And I can barely handle it. It really bothers me that someone attacked him and he apparently, and he's just like, well, at least I'm white. You know, it could have been worse.
You just know, and it might be wishful thinking, but you just know at some point Owen Jones is going to do or say something that's going to make him just vanish up his own arsehole. He's got that sort of written all over him, hasn't he? Someone that's just going to fuck it up at some point. You know, he's going to fuck it up miserably. Absolutely miserably. In chat there, I just noticed Arminius Calgacus, or Calgasus, whatever it is, racism is fake. It's a girly tactic to manipulate kind people. There's some deep thinking going on in chat tonight.
There's an element to it there, but there's, you know... But
racism is an actual thing. It is a thing. No such thing. Yes, it gets applied way too liberally now, thus damaging the reality of racism quite often, but racism is definitely a thing. I think would be hard pressed to say it was imaginary when it clearly exists.
I would say Owen Jones is a racist. Owen Jones thinks that white people are better, inherently better than people with other coloured skin. You know, and not only that, he homogenizes all white people as well in the exact same way. He is a racist, as illogical and as ridiculous it is. And I understand that there's a spectrum. It's so hard to actually pin someone's race down. Of course it is. But there's different realities going on. There's different levels, isn't there? I see what you're saying.
Arminius says it can't be proven. Racism.
Well, that's a nonsense, isn't it?
That's very strange.
That's a nonsense, man. I mean, like she does general stuff now, but like my girl used to do dialysis, and you can literally tell by people's blood. You know, there's not like, no, of course you can. Don't be ridiculous.
All right, Armenia. Now this is beautiful. Armenia says the races are not equal, and everyone judges people on race, so it's a joke. I don't know if you're kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy there, Arminius. We'll come back to that one, I think.
Yeah, I'll be honest, you're losing me. You are losing me because I don't know what you're on about at this point.
At this point, you might just be chatting shit, Arminius.
Yeah. Dude, did you see that Jeffrey Epstein changed his will 2 days before his death?
Yeah, wasn't that a lucky coincidence?
I know.
Has he left it all to the donkey cemetery?
Well, we don't know. That's the beautiful thing. There's no details yet. We don't know. We know that he signed a new will, but we don't know where it went. We know that he was worth a lot more than he said, but we don't know where it's going.
Did you see the video they showed again of Prince Andrew when he was hanging out with him in 2010?
No.
And yeah. After he'd been convicted of being a paedophile, Prince Andrew went out. He said it was an error of judgment, looking back on it. But someone was seeing someone out of Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in central New York. And it was Prince Andrew seeing a young lady out the door. And he was like, okay, bye-bye. It could only have been more English, his goodbye, if he'd apologised. That's the only way that could have been more English. And he's like, bye-bye. And now I'm appalled by what he's done. It's like, yeah, but he was convicted for it when you went to hang out with him last time, dude. This is not looking good, Andrew. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I think there's some... Funnily enough, Ersatz Mode says Epstein, nothing to see here, move on. That's exactly what we were talking about before we did the show, wasn't it? Nothing to see here. It's fine. He hanged himself from a place where you can't hang yourself. Don't worry. Forget about it. He hanged himself. It's done. It's finished. Let's just let it go. That's what the news is doing at the moment. Just let it go. Forget about it. It's done. It's done. He was a bad man. It's finished.
I know. And that have you seen the photo yet? What's the name? Like Ghislaine Maxwell, his ex, the one that was like that did all the organisation for him. And there's that weird photo of her in an In-N-Out burger where you can clearly see signs that it's been photoshopped. And they reckon it was taken months ago. And what they've done is they've put a poster in for a new film that's coming out, a new Seth Rogen movie. They've put a poster on a bus stop there, so it looks like it was taken this week, but it wasn't, because people have been and looked at the poster and it's for a hospital. So now everyone's like, well, why would you put this photo out? Why would you do this? This is just like...
That does not even make sense, does it?
Like, is she dead as well? Is she gone? Has she been vanished? And they're like, everyone's like, no, she's there. She's definitely there. No problem.
You can tell. Well, Ian Cam in chat there, hello Ian, says about Prince Andrew, who's accused of being very friendly with a young lady, said she was 17, legal this side of the pond. He should just fess up he banged her.
Oof.
I don't know that would be the smartest move. Was she legal on the other side of the pond? I don't know what the age of consent is there. Also, let's keep in mind, this was with Jeffrey fucking Epstein. There's no way of cleaning this up. You know what? All right, she was 17 and I was hanging out with a notorious paedophile and sex trafficker, but that's all. That's all I did. Nothing else. Please stop looking. And now people are coming out going, if the women come forward, there's no statute of limitations here.
Yeah,
I think there's party times ahead, dude.
Dude, have you seen New York's doing a thing where for a year it lifts the statute of limitations on sexual crimes? Because obviously there's somewhere it's people have moved on. If it was someone that worked for a company 50 years ago, you can't sue them now because they don't even work there anymore. What are you supposed to do? But they're lifting it and they reckon it's going to be fucking chaos, absolute chaos. The churches especially are just going to be screwed. Like, guilty or not, they reckon it's gonna fuck New York's legal system for that year. And then there's the worry then that it'll create so much bad press that it makes it difficult then, because they're just like, no, we don't want to do that anymore. Fucking New York. It's New York and California are just like where crazy mad laws go to just be experimented for the rest of the world, to be like, what the fuck are you doing right now? Like New York officially recognizes like 30 something genders, I can't remember, but it officially recognizes them. And there's a weird thing there where
but there are only 2.
Yeah, but you have to make accommodations for these genders. So if you go in and there's a toilet that doesn't say your gender on it, or it says all genders, but what if you're no gender, which is officially recognized? In theory, you could then sue because they're not. That's a gendered toilet. I don't have a gender.
I feel so old.
New York's losing its fucking mind.
I feel so old when people talk about these things because I genuinely don't understand. I saw a list the other day with about 108. Well, I think it was 117 genders.
Yeah,
and it was clearly bullshit. There are 2 genders. Now we can't confuse gender and sex. We're the only species on the planet that separate gender and sex. No other species does this. You're a man or a woman, and if you want to live as a woman or you want to live as a man, but you're born as the other, that's great. Just go for it. But stop trying to tell us it's all this legit thing. And now Peter Tatchell's come out saying, clearly there's science, new research is he wouldn't share the research that there is a difference in the way the brains work. Okay, so it's a mental thing, a physical thing. Go live, go be happy. Go live as a woman. You're going to have to compromise with real women. That's just the way of it. But, you can figure some shit out without trampling all over anybody's rights. Go be what makes you happy. Go do it. Just stop fucking bothering me with these lists because I can't deal with this shit because I don't understand any of it. It's all bollocks. It makes no fucking sense. I'm old. I can't understand this shit.
Yeah.
I've got a sneaking suspicion if I was 22 I wouldn't understand this shit either because I'm not woke. I'm fucking in the mincer.
Woke. It's very deep. It's woke.
In the mincer. Just get in. Just get in. Just get in there, and we need to sort this shit out. I've had enough of it now.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's ultimately it's just personality traits, isn't it? And I don't mind putting up with it. If you're some Tumblr freak that thinks that you're, moon gender or whatever, or your gender changes and all that, depending on using the moon.
I absolutely agree, Graham. They have the absolute right to believe whatever the fuck they want they are. It doesn't affect my life one bit until you make it affect my life by making it a law that means there's bollocks. Can't you just go without demanding everyone else accepts it? How can you possibly be as different as you're desperately trying to be if you're forcing acceptance? Fuck acceptance. Fuck everybody else. Go live your life as whatever fucking, I don't know, a pine fucking wardrobe. Whatever it is, go live life to the max. You be that gender. Just you live your life to it. But for fuck's sake, stop mithering me about a fucking toilet of your own. You got these fat fucking nonsense going on about having periods and fucking all sorts. I don't understand any of this shit.
What's going on with our mate Jessica at the moment, actually? In fact, that was another one. Richie Allen was accused of phoning.
I just said fat fucking nonsense. Jesus.
But did you see that as part of Richie Allen getting smeared? It was didn't he phone that Jessica? No, he didn't. No, someone else.
No. Why would Richie? I couldn't imagine. Hello. Is that Jessica there? I'm going to call you Jonathan because I don't believe this shit.
Like a sort of Russell Brand style, should we just ring her? No, I think, can we talk about this? The thing I sent you the screen grab of the other day.
Carefully.
Yeah.
Because I'm still not convinced it's not a fucking setup.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I've got to see where else that's been posted first.
Yeah. We'll
basically,
keep it quiet.
As we know, Jessica, he went and doxed Blair White and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. But, my agent told me to do it and all that." Now, here's the thing. There's a whole... I know young Alex will know a lot more. Maybe he can chime because I've not looked it up today because I reached Jessica Yaniv Overload quite some fucking time ago. But apparently the whole agent thing, he was just someone that went in to try and fucking have Jessica over and blow the story open and shit. And everyone's profiles are private and I've not got a fucking clue what's going on. Like I say, young Alex, he's quite plugged into this stuff. But Jessica's having a palaver. I mean, what gets me is why hasn't his disability been stopped? Because as far as I can tell, the minute you put a camera near him, he's fucking cured.
I know, here with his stick.
He bounces out that fucking chair like a pantomime demon, chases you down the street with his stick or a fucking taser.
I know.
I tell you, someone needs to look into that because apparently reporters can cure disabilities just by showing up.
I love the fact that we put up with Jessica's bullshit, Jonathan's bullshit for all this time, months and months, but then it was the taser was there and people were like, well, use a taser, and it's because, but then he's got a taser because of the immigrants, and then everyone's right, this ends it, immigrant.
Yeah, it's like the wrong dog whistle.
The topless parties for 12-year-olds. I'll turn a blind eye to that shit.
But racism.
But you being scared of immigrants? Whoa, no. We don't allow racists. Sorry.
Basically, what's been happening is, and I cannot confirm or deny, we might as well mention it, haven't we? Graham made me aware of a comment that's not visible. But, that's the story.
Yeah.
Jessica's agent is a documentary maker who got Jessica to admit a load of sexual contact with minors, but he hasn't gone to the police because he wants it to be exclusive to his documentary. Can't he be arrested for that?
Can't going to the police be part of the documentary? Still,
Does being a documentary filmmaker stop you being a decent human being?
Well, yes, actually, it does quite often.
And Jessica has now claimed that he didn't dox Blair because he was in the hospital, so why did he apologise for it? I've got the answer, because he's fucking lying.
He's in the hospital getting his womb looked at, wasn't he? Hey?
And by the way, I have to admit, I did call Jessica Yaniv a fat fucking nonce, and if they would like to take me to court on that, I will stand behind that, because this is a man that wants to show young girls how to put tampons in, and he is fat. So I will gladly send them any call, because anyone that speaks online and asks advice about, oh, should I show young girls that I put the tampons in? Can I have topless parties for young girls?
Yeah.
Fucking
But
nonce.
Doesn't,
End of.
doesn't just want topless parties. Tells the government officially. Tells them, just fills out a form to say, yeah, this is what we're doing. No parents allowed. Can you imagine? What are you doing, darling? Oh, I'm just going to a pool party. Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, Jessica says she'll show me how to put a tampon in.
Your swimsuit's on the dryer there. You can just grab it. No, I don't need it. It's topless. Don't worry though. It's LGBT. Oh, is it? Cool.
No problem. No problem. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. What could go wrong?
My little girl's been going next door quite a bit recently, and I've been freaking the fuck out. Like literally a connecting wall, so I can hear her the whole time because she's not quiet. But I still just sit here like, oh my god. And they're a decent family. They've got kids themselves. She's not just going over to talk to uncle whatever. You know, there's a whole. There's a family there with kids that are a similar age to her.
There's this new guy. He's really good with the kids.
He's great. She's so quiet when she goes. But I'm so freaking out because it's like my little baby girl is like away and I'm not taking care of her. I keep knocking on with snacks. Just got chocolate for everyone. just so I can see her and go, hiya.
Don't worry. You're coming to the age. She's coming to the age now where when she comes to you in a bit and says, "Can I go in such and such's house?" You think, "Fucking brilliant."
I know. Well, no, that does happen. There's a duality at the moment because don't get me wrong, man. I sit my ass down here and I just go, ah.
Do you know what's terrible with kids? Do you know what's terrible? In and out, all fucking day. In and out, until you end up saying, "I'm going to lock you out this fucking house." If I don't say fucking because I only say that.
I know what you mean.
But I do swear in front of my son because he really likes it.
I've been drifting a little bit now and again. Because she heard a couple of words on bloody Rick and Morty. I forgot. I thought it was a lot tamer than it was. Because I remember them bleeping out the swears. But I forgot about all the people pulling each other's eyeballs out. And which one was on when she came in? And I just left it on. The hospital one where they're cutting off the dad's dick to put it in an alien to use as a replacement heart. Only the alien has got a heroin problem, and it talks about genocide. Literally, eyes get pulled out and eaten and stuff, and they say shit and all sorts. And I'm just like, okay, that was a bad day as a daddy. Rick and Morty's way worse than I remember.
I've just been corrected. We are so going to lose our channel over this, but I've just been corrected. I called Jessica a fat nonce. Apparently, Happy Dog has rightly said it's fat lying nonce.
Yes.
That's 30 days out for us, dude. We're not going to be streaming for 30 days.
Okay. Oh, that'd actually make me genuinely very sad.
It would make me very sad, but you should never be censored for the truth.
No.
And that would go in the appeal. But YouTube, he is a fat lying nonce. They'd probably do me for dead naming him or something. That's what got me on Twitter, wasn't it?
Yeah, you actually got your copped a ban, didn't you? Ridiculous.
Misgendering.
Yeah.
I didn't misgender fucking anything. Blair White, I would never refer to Blair White as a man. I would never do it. Do you know why? Somebody deserving of respect. It seems like a decent, but anyone that's deserving of respect gets treated as such.
Exactly. Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yaniv deserves no respect. None whatsoever, and will never receive any from me. That's a fucking pedo, for fuck's sake.
Oh, there you go. You've just answered the American Rebellion. He wants to know what a nonce is. It's a pedo. Nonce is our way of saying,
Pedo. It's a good word.
It's quite a catch-all, though, isn't it? Because pedo is quite specific, but I think with nonce, it can mean a lot of things. It's a bit more general.
Sexual offender, but usually aimed towards someone that interferes with children.
Exactly, but it's quite a good flexible term. You can throw it at.
It's also general abuse, isn't it? It's also general abuse. Nonce.
Yeah, it's a great little word, nonce.
We're very creative with swearing and words like that. They can mean many things at once,
Well, that's what happens when you've got an actual history.
Yeah,
you're not
a real
fresh-faced. You have time for your language to develop. You're not just stolen it.
Yeah, just drop letters out of it because they're inconvenient. You can't fucking spell.
Did you see that thing? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if you did. There was a thing about how in Shakespeare's times that their accent was closer to the American accent than the way, and we actually diverged more. And the American accent is actually closer to how it was, and it's a really weird thing to hear
Yeah,
about.
I mean, it's the thing is nobody fucking knows because the American accent wasn't the American accent when they started
No.
America. It's a well, how Shakespeare? How the fuck do you know? They used F for S in those days. For fuck's sake, how does anyone?
Well,
how does
no,
anyone
but
know how they spoke?
No, but this was a legit speech pathologist. This was an actual thing. Saying
Well, he
that
wasn't there either.
No, no. It was a she, actually. You dirty sexist.
No, don't you dare assume her gender, his gender. You don't
I
don't
did.
know how
I did
she
assume.
felt.
did
I think we
assume.
should
I don't
refer
know.
to everybody as it.
I was going off the tits, and I just assumed. And you know what?
Arminius says I talk like an American.
Oh, really? Does he? I don't think so.
I've never heard that I speak like an American before.
My daughter keeps doing it. She found out it annoys me, and then at all of her groups, they all do it now. They all do it to annoy me. They go, really? And all this. It's terrible, terrible American accent. But they just do it, and I'm like, please stop it.
I have to correct my son. He says things like shopping cart.
Yeah. You can't help it, man. There's a cultural thing like, trash. He said trash the other day.
Oh,
When you
I don't like that. It's a shopping trolley. You know, I don't like Americanism. I mean, they're fine for Americans because they lack the distinct sensibilities of the English. They don't have a good grasp on the language. They don't get these things, and that's fine. It's, you know, you're the most powerful nation on earth. If you want to speak incorrectly, so be it. I see Alex is having a little dig there. A legit speech pathologist. Did she work for The Guardian? Was she against No Deal? And Elf Boy's asking a very pertinent question. Shakespeare was a real person?
Yes.
Well, we don't know, do we? We
No.
don't know.
But there is a historical person called Shakespeare. It was, you know, I've never met him.
Well, no, because they think that Shakespeare was actually somebody else.
Yeah, well, there's
A,
talk of it being.
a nom de plume.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. You're poo-pooing that, but you're ready to believe he spoke like someone from fucking Boston. I see. I see how it is with you.
Well,
Boo.
no, but I think a lot of that stuff's conspiracy theories. I mean, understandably, that you know, it's a weird one, isn't it? But there's still there is a person that we now call William Shakespeare that wrote all those things, you know, or at least
Let's be
collected
honest. It doesn't really fucking matter because it's incredible.
No.
Shakespeare's so interminably dull. Smoke Steve says
How
trunk.
dare you?
I dare. Smoke Steve says trunk of a car, not boot. No, it's the boot. It's the boot, and at the front it's the bonnet, not the hood. Smoke Steve, as you know, I have a great deal of affection for my American cousins, but to try and instruct us on the correct use of the language, it's not your place. There are things you're good at. Knowing what a gun's called. Having no distinct corollary pleasures of your own. Forcing Indians onto reservations.
Child marriages. Well,
Child marriages. Stay pure
love
for
it, they
daddy.
love it.
Stay
No, they-
pure for daddy.
it is in the tens of thousands of years. You go to your judges approve you to go and fuck kids.
Land of the free, home of the brave. Alex says David Shayler's probably met Shakespeare. Ask him. I feel so sorry for David Shayler. I've pulled Richie up for this because I don't think people should be putting him on the radio or anything. The guy's mentally ill. He thinks he's a descendant of Jesus Christ. He's mentally fucking ill. But they say it's not his fault. It's the government mind race. It's not. He's just mentally ill. And they should just leave him be. Let him go and get some help.
Someone has to be a descendant of Jesus. What was he doing that 30 years that they didn't write about?
It's not David Shayler. Something has mixed his head up, but I don't know if it's government mind race or just the fact, you know, that he's mentally ill. But yeah, David Shayler's. I just feel bad for that man because he's really not well. The American Rebellion says this is the reason we kicked your ass in 2 wars and they bailed you out of 2 more. Yeah, you just keep leaving that while you polish your gun in your house. Hey, give it a good polish.
You
Get a
didn't
good
kick my
shine.
ass, motherfucker. I love that we.
You couldn't lift your leg up high enough to kick my ass, number 1. Number 2, you weren't you when the British decided America wasn't worth what it would take to take it back, and that's historically correct, by the way. We had a whole empire that we lost later on. As for the other wars, let's face it, you came in at the end, didn't you? You came in at the end when all the hard work was done. Just a bunch of Johnny-come-latelys.
Lazy. Very lazy.
Very lazy people.
They don't realise as well. The American Revolution thing. They don't realise the same thing was happening all over Europe. Everyone was rebelling against. There was a 50-year period there where we all rebelled against the controlling powers, and they seem to. It's a weird thing with Americans where they seem to think that British people now have a mindset that we even give a shit for a start. Like the amount of people when I went to America, like bars at night, like Hicks and shit, just going, "Hey man, it's not 1776." I'd never even heard that date before I went to America. Like I didn't care. It wasn't in my thoughts. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know. I don't care.
Every year, I wish people happy Independence Day.
Yeah, good for you, man. But it wasn't.
It means fuck all to me.
But it wasn't us as we are now that you had independence from. Not even close. We've had independence from the government 2 or 3 times since then, depending on how you look at it. It's not like a, they're like, it's just this weird thing, isn't it? Where it's just where you sort of simplify other countries. It's kind of a xenophobia, and it can be fun.
Well, Americans have to do that, obviously, because their knowledge of the world outside their own borders is incredibly poor. Not that I mean any disrespect, obviously. Well, they say that history is written by the victors, in which case you wrote the part about England deciding America wasn't worth the investment it would take and France helping you gain your independence. You wrote that if you were the victors. Oh, sorry, history. Actual history.
Weird noises. I can hear weird noises, Aidan. I don't know what that is.
It's American Rebellion.
Is he at my door?
He's angry.
Rage typing.
How dare you go against my idea of history? How dare you? I believe that I saw that Mel Gibson movie. I know how this shit works.
The English. I love that. I love the way y'all represent the English people. It's dead funny, man.
Hollywood told me the truth, motherfucker.
There was one. What was it the other day? I was watching. Preacher. I was watching Preacher, and it was like the vampire in it's Irish. It had a little flashback to when he was still human, and the English was so amazing. It was America's idea of English people perfectly. It's like I love that show, and I love that it does. I love that it plays with stereotypes. I love the fact that he constantly has a Nixon. We need Nixon T-shirt. I fucking love stuff like that, and it's designed to just wind people up. And the English thing was such an insane parody of English people. It was just like just that we all really, really fucking hate Irish people. Just really like for no reason. We just there's just a genetic thing there. We're just born and bred to just really hate the Irish, and it made me laugh so much.
Do you know what I think pisses off the Americans mostly? They are the most powerful nation on earth, and they are. They will never manage to have the largest empire the world has ever seen yet. Our small, insignificant country had that. Well, granted, pissed it away and lost it, and did terrible things when we had it. Terrible, terrible things. But we had it, and you will forever be in our shadow. Hence your constant reminder of some guerrilla struggle where some English people fought other English people and then called themselves Americans. You need to just step out. Be the great nation that you can be, because you are the most powerful nation on earth. You can influence the entire planet, yet your insecurities still prey on you. We accept our day in the sun has passed, and we're just a difficult little island off the continent in Europe, and we're quite happy with our lot in life. You guys need to seize the moment. Seize the moment. Step out from beneath the shadow of this small, insignificant island and grasp the nettle of your own success. Free of the shackles of the history Hollywood has informed you of. Go forth, my American brothers. Be strong. Be proud. There we go. How's that? That was nice.
That was good, man. That was good. Yeah. It was nice. Nice.
I did my bit.
No, it's good.
I
It's good.
fucking love America.
They're still going to go out, buy those big cars, though, aren't they? Make up for things.
I agree with that. They have big roads.
They do. They do have big roads.
Generally, they're quite big people. But I get it. When you see an American car here, it's fucking ridiculous. It is the most. Every time you see a man driving an American car, you think, "Wow,
what the fuck, man?" Yeah. You stop, don't you?
What is wrong with you? But in America, they make sense. You see them on the road there, it makes sense.
Yeah, like a more European style car really sticks out.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
wouldn't make sense at all. So it works perfectly there. Large and showing bigger roads, bigger everything. It works. I get it. When I'm in America, I enjoy it intensely. I hope I'm still allowed to travel there one day. But I really love it over there. I really, really do.
You know what? I've just been watching Mindhunters, and it's good actually. Some of it is shot so well. Like it'll have little cutaways to little random things, but there's no fat on it. Every cutaway has got a point and a purpose that comes in later on, and you know it might just be an extra on the phone, but you know it's building to something. It had a great pedo scene in it, really good. But there's a funny thing though when I watch that I get with a lot of American shows where because it's all about serial killers and stuff like that, and so it shows a lot of houses, and sometimes it's like poor people's house. Like they went into one to investigate, and they were like, "He really lived here with 4 kids?" And I was looking at it, and I was like, "Mate, I would be like, if I had that house, I'd be like every day going, yeah."
Oh, I remember a friend of mine from Canada was looking at houses. We were just chatting one night, and he was showing me what you could buy near him and for what money. And I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, fucking land. And I said, "Oh, for here you'd get that." And I showed him a picture online. He's like, "Your bathrooms are so small." But I had to ask, "What is it you do in your bathroom you require much more space for?" Because I go in, I'll have a shitter, a shaver, a shower, and then I leave. I don't need a lot of space in my bathrooms. I don't know. Maybe it's my mindset. I don't think I've ever had a really big bathroom, but I'm not sure what I would do with it. What do you guys do in your bathrooms that means you need so much space? Do tell us. We're very interested. How much space do you need in a bathroom? I don't understand this.
My dad's got a very large bathroom.
What does he do in it? Have you asked him?
I don't know, but oh god, I'll tell you something embarrassing. I remember when I was little, did I wet the bed or shit myself? I think I shit myself. I had diarrhea, and I went in, and he was in the shower, so it was good that we had a big bathroom because there was a bit of space. I was sat on the toilet, and I was telling him all about it. I must have been like 9 or 8 or something, maybe a bit older. I was probably older, but I don't really know myself.
22.
22, yeah, but I told him all about it. I went on all the details, the way you do with your dad, you know. And then when I got out, I didn't realize, but his girlfriend had been in the shower with him the whole time, and I was so humiliated because I came out and I was looking for her, and I couldn't find her, and then they both came out, and I was like, oh god, she like, for a start, why was my dad in the shower with a girl?
Well, I can tell you if you really want me to.
No.
Is this the one that's become your new mum?
No.
That is such a shame.
This was a few girls ago, but yeah, it was so humiliating for me. Because I just think he could have told me. I understand why he didn't. I understand why he was like, oh god, I don't want him in here, but he shat himself, so I've got no choice. But the fact that he just kind of went, yeah, we just had a little conversation with me as I was doing it, and
and he was naked in the shower with a lady.
He was naked in there with a lady, and I'm just thinking, God, now from the other side, who knows what he was getting up to? And
well,
then
that's what I mean. He could have been.
Suddenly, I was banging on the door. Dad,
cock blocking like a pro.
I pooed myself. For fuck's sake. Because he was just about to say, just give me a minute, son, and I pooed myself. And that's why I don't have a brother.
That's parenthood, dude. That's just parenthood, isn't it?
Oh, on a Thursday, I get down early just so I can sit on the loo.
Yeah.
I just sit there for 20 minutes, just going, because Aiden ain't going to bother me. Although I've not done that in the new studio because there's never any bloody soap in the new things, and I don't mind doing a number one and freewheeling it, but I'm not having a number two down there. At that time that I had to go all the way up, and no. It was a faff. We will fix that though before we've got guests, obviously.
Yeah, we'll buy some soap.
Yeah, buy some soap, of course. Yeah.
Not soap, in the pump dispenser, not a bar of soap. They're very unhygienic.
Yeah. Oh, I like a good old bar though. I get that weird.
Not sharing it with strangers though. You find pubes,
no,
on it and all sorts.
But I like that old. They call it linen now. I've got one here, and it's called fresh linen, and it just smells like old-fashioned soap. Old school. They've just basically rebranded soap as fresh linen.
School soap.
School soap. Yeah, but I really like it. It takes me back to God knows what, nostalgic rose tinted nonsense. And I really like a good bar of soap when I'm having a shower. I think it's different when you're a guy as well because you've got hairs, so you could rub the soap on you. So I've got my fresh linen soap in there that I just rub on myself, and it's great. Love it. None of that goo. Purple unicorn goo.
You done?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Fuck you.
So.
No bad.
Now that we got another one of Graham's neuroses out of the way, let's talk about stripping terrorists of their national identity, their citizenship. The Jack Letts, 24-year-old, he left his home in Oxfordshire to join ISIS 5 years ago, but he spent the last 2.5 years in a Kurdish-run prison in northern Syria. In an interview with ITV, there you go, get it up. In an interview with ITV News this week, Letts, who is known in the tabloid press as Jihadi Jack, said he'd been expecting the British government's decision after former Home Secretary Sajid Javid did the same to Shamima Begum earlier this year. He told ITV, "It's just a piece of paper at the end of the day." It's not. Stripping me of my British citizenship, I couldn't get them out, let me put my teeth in. British citizenship and not stripping me is the same thing because they're not going to help me anyway. They haven't helped me at all. It's almost as if I'm not a British citizen anyway. Jack, you're not. You gave that up the minute you went to fight with ISIS. Now, he has said in his defence, he's never killed anyone. I've never taken a slave. I'm guessing, but my mates did.
Yeah.
He's got Canadian nationality through his father, so the Canadians are naturally totally unimpressed with this because Britain, in the best traditions of Great Britain, have gone, no problem.
Yeah,
just get rid. Which, do you know what? There's a part of me that thinks no, they should be stripped of the citizenship. They should be made stateless and left on an island somewhere. But international law says you're not allowed to do that. But just dumping him on Canada, why don't we just take responsibility for him? He did come from here. Get him back, bang him up, leave him there for the rest of his natural.
There's a weird thing here though, because it's getting reported like Canada's not happy about it being put on them. But I remember about 3-4 months ago, I clearly remember that the Canadian government were going to get him out, and they were going to take responsibility for him, even though he's
but now that they have to, they don't like it.
Yeah, but there was a weird thing because apparently there was some communication between us and Canada. And at that point, Canada went cold. Like they spent weeks and weeks getting him out. I think it was the BBC documenting it or Channel 4. They were documenting it with him. And, they put out a little mini thing of it. And there was a weird moment where Canada were doing everything they could. They were going to get him out. And then apparently there was this communication and they just went, woof. And now, like 3 months later, the UK has also gone. So I'm not sure if the UK is sort of playing international politics to sort of try and send a message, really, which I kind of get. Please don't join terrorist organizations fighting to destroy our countries. It's not a hard leap, really, is it? It's an interesting one, though.
I think there is an answer to the people that have gone to fight for ISIS and the citizenship. And instead of all this bollocks, of course, we could simplify the entire process into the mincer. In you go. Go on. In you go. Just in you go. That's it. You've had your fun. You've had your fun. You've had your jollies out in the desert with your friends, watching them take slaves and cut people's heads off for being the wrong kind of Muslim or, a Western spy. So in you go. In you go. And done with. And I think that's the answer. Again, some people say it's harsh, but I think anyone that has gone to join ISIS is worthless to any society because they are dangerous. They have no value to society. They're not going to be rehabilitated. Don't give me all that bleeding heart bullshit. They went and joined fucking ISIS.
Yeah, like literal slave traders, literal, like not. Some of the stories there where they just tie him to a tree and let him die, and it's stuff. Kids as well, man. It's
they've crucified children. They've done the worst things. I heard from that guy that fought them in Syria. I'd love to get him on the show actually, but I think he's still trying to negotiate a book deal or something like that. It's this guy I was put in touch with, and I spoke to him a few times. He business in the UK wasn't working out. It was before it all kicked off, so he had family in Syria. He's not Syrian, but he had family there, so he went there, started a business, did well. It all kicked off, and then ISIS tried to kill him and his family. So he had some military training when he was younger, so he became a commander of a unit, basically fighting on the side of Assad, although he didn't have any massive loyalties there. His point was fighting against these people that were trying to kill him. And in like 4 or 5 years, he only lost 1 or 2 men from his unit, I believe. He ran his unit really well. But he killed a lot of bad people and saw a lot of terrible fucking things. But I remember him telling me, I found it interesting, he said, when you came up against Al-Qaeda, you had a fight. You had a problem. They were soldiers. And I've heard that from British soldiers as well. They were soldiers.
So real ones then?
Yeah, Al-Qaeda. ISIS, no. He said we didn't mind fighting ISIS because they had no discipline, they had no training, they were just psychopaths. So you could just slaughter them. But I'm starting to think that's probably, I oppose the death penalty in general. I'm vehemently against it, but I do believe it's time to bring in the mincer. For people that just, what can you do with them? What can you do apart from mince them up for fucking dog meat?
I'm not sure.
What else is there?
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to keep slaves, I'm not sure what kind of appropriate punishment there is for that. I mean, maybe not a mincer, but
I think the mincer.
There's certainly an argument for the death penalty, isn't there? And there's certainly an argument for losing the citizenship. Obviously, it gets a bit more complicated when kids are involved, but I don't see any reason why we can't bring kids back. I honestly, I don't. But I also see the argument of saying, well, that their parents have made that decision, as sad as it is.
Well, the other part I see, there's a problem for me, is like they say that Shamima Begum. Well, her child should be allowed back to be brought up by her family, but look at the fucking shit job they did with her.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm sure they're lovely people and all that, but the kid went to join fucking ISIS. I don't know about this online grooming, but there have got to be fucking signs. There have got to be signs. I know if my kid's mixing with the wrong kids out there, and there's little things you notice in the behaviour and stuff, and then you can correct it. So I like to think, and maybe I'm not dad of the fucking year, but I like to think I'd notice if my kid was falling in with fucking ISIS. If you are that negligent, you don't notice your child becoming a bit ISIS-like, wanting to travel to Syria, you're probably not... You've not done very well by your kids. In most cases. I would put that forward as a legitimate criticism. So no, they shouldn't be bringing more kids up. We should be saying they should probably stop with the kids thing until they've got a handle on, not letting the kids get up to too much bad things, not letting them get into drugs, into drink, or ISIS. I mean, it's one thing, innit? Your kid... Oh, you catch a kid smoking weed. All right, I failed there. You catch a kid getting pissed at 15. Oh, I've let him down there. Going abroad to take slaves and cut people's heads off? Oh, that's a bit worse. On my scale, obviously. I'm sure other people will have different scales of tolerance. Well, do it. I mean, look how tolerance works now. Was it Hamas banned LGBT? Some kind of parade, or they banned it. Basically, fuck you. You're off a building if you do this shit.
Yeah. They've publicly come out. There was some sort of event supposed to happen, and it's been stopped. So somebody, Ben Shapiro, someone like that, said, "Well, I'm waiting for Ilhan Omar and all that
Yeah. Where's the
to
outrage?
I'm waiting for the outrage." And hilariously, her reply on Twitter was just said, "Oh well, this doesn't excuse Israel's actions," and it's like, no, we're not talking about that.
You're right. It doesn't.
It doesn't. But can you actually address this? Like they'll openly kill gay people. What's
But
your thought?
this is the shit way
it's like,
people argue now,
Israel.
though, isn't it? That's the way shit. It's the shit way people argue, and her supporters will go with it. Same as Ben Shapiro's would if he put forth a stupid fucking argument like that.
Do you know what I saw with Ben Shapiro that made me really happy? He's sponsored by Gold, so he sells gold, and I just love that the amount of Jew abuse he gets and like, anti-Semitism and that, and I love the fact that he literally shills gold on his show. I think that's a nice little fuck you to everyone that hates him. He's like, here's me, Ben
All
Shapiro.
he needs to do now is get into money lending, isn't it? And it'd be fucking perfect.
I know. I just think it's great though, and he's like, and why not fucking get paid, look after your family? I don't give a shit.
Oh well, more power to him. He's never done me any fucking harm. So
he's got. I don't mind. I can't watch him too much, but it's one of them with him where I'll see a 1 minute clip going around Twitter, and everyone's raging, and it's like the context of the tweet, and then the video, and it's kind of like, and then loads of people raging, and you just get this big thing built up of like white supremacy, blah blah blah, and then I find myself I have to go and watch the thing to see the context. Like the latest one was that it's was it automation, and he was saying automation is a you problem, not a government problem, and I get that. But they clipped just that bit where it kind of made it sound like, like, well, if you lose your job, that's a you problem. I don't care. But no, what he was saying was, it was an argument against central planning, which I get, devolved powers and all that. I get it. And it was actually quite a nuanced, interesting argument, some of which I agreed with. So I do find myself occasionally watching him for that exact reason.
I think he's a good orator.
I want to know.
I think he's very careful who he comes up against.
Yeah,
I think he prefers to come up against woke students because they're very easy. It's because we saw Andrew O'Neill just dismantled him. And but I do believe he's one of the more enjoyable conservative commenters.
Sidewalk Closed actually just posted a clip from he's just had Piers Morgan on, and Sidewalk Closed just said, "Well, there I am. I'm agreeing with Piers Morgan," and I did too. He's like saying he's just like liberals. The problem with the liberals right now is they're just fucking intolerable. They're awful.
Ironic story. When I was blocked by Piers Morgan, it was after I defended him on a Twitter post.
He's really well, yeah. That doesn't surprise me. I do want to watch that Piers Morgan though. The Sunday View. The Sunday View is quite an interesting one because he does get everyone and anyone on.
Of course he does.
And he invites everyone. Absolutely. That's the thing. That's what he invited AOC onto, and it was like, stop catcalling me.
Joe Rogan's the future, though. We all know that, don't we?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he is. I mean, I put him on all the time.
Everybody likes Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, we talked about it loads of times, haven't we? It's very, very male centric, but not in a way that's like blokey. Yeah, not in a way where it's people who aren't masculine trying to make a product that they assume men are gonna like. Like a cheesy beer commercial, kind of like men or Gillette, or a car advert, and it's like that. No, it's real. It's so and so. What's her name? The Brazilian Indian lady that I follow. She said it's like listening in on The Locker Room, and she really likes it for that.
Oh, lady, whoever you are, it really isn't.
but there's an element to that though, isn't it? It's because he has men on more than anything. Not always, it's not exclusively, but there is that thing of it's just guys talking, isn't it? And there is a good thing there. But yeah, I love Rogan. I love it. I can see a change coming though. He's stopped doing things live.
Right.
There's something's going on in his life at the moment that he's not talking about too much openly. I think he's going to get the fuck out of LA. He keeps moaning about LA. So I reckon he's going to be going.
He's going to move to Eccles, isn't he?
He's going to move to Eccles. But I've noticed he keeps putting out his, right, it used to be live and shit could go on. I've noticed the pre-records now. So he seems to be doing
Smoke
big blocks
Steve's
of them.
made a very common misconception there, saying Rogan is fairly stupid. I don't think he's stupid at all. He may have ideas you disagree with. I think calling him stupid would be a massive underestimation of a man that has managed to do what he's done. You don't hold that shit together if you're stupid. You just don't. Genuinely, it's like saying Alex Jones is an idiot. He's not. He's a very calculating man. You know, very few of these people are stupid. They run very successful businesses, and you don't get to do that if you're particularly stupid, as a general rule.
I love how Alex Jones is like the voice of reason with all this Epstein stuff at the moment. It's funny.
That's terrifying, isn't it?
People are going to him because he's actually, you know, he'll drift off now and again. But he's collating all the data points very, very well at the moment. He's a great person to interview on Epstein. But yeah, you know, it's the Soros thing. Someone had a go at me on the comments the other day about that because we got the little chat saying, "Oh, Soros funded." And my point was, so what? I don't care.
Oh.
Like, I care more about what they're doing rather than going, "Oh, right, so." You know, of the 100 people that fund that organization, one of them Soros. It's like, so what? So fucking what? I don't. I get it. The problem is, and it's the same with Alex Jones. When you start hammering on about Soros, that's not an argument. That's not. It's like, yeah, but what's your point? What exactly is your point? You know, what is it that Soros is funding exactly? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Arminius has come back in chat and said that you can get rich by being good looking doesn't mean you are smart. This is true.
Yeah.
But you don't get wealthy doing what Joe Rogan's done without being reasonably fucking smart and incredibly hardworking.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, you know, you're not talking about a guy that stumbled on. He's built this shit and he's built it the long road. I think, you know, I mean, you can think he's a bellend. It doesn't matter. You know, that's just your opinion. That's fine. I'm just saying the man's not stupid.
No.
But it's tempting for us to say that people are stupid, like Alex Jones. Oh, he's a moron. But clearly he isn't. I think he's out to fucking lunch. But I also think he found a recipe that really worked for him until he just went for one too many fucking hot takes. But he's still doing well. I don't see anything of Alex Jones now. I know InfoWars do post on Live League, but I just don't watch it because it doesn't pop up in front of me, if you know what I mean. And I won't seek it out. You know,
No.
I won't seek it out.
No, I used to like it when it's not happened as much recently. You know, when things just pop up on Twitter, like, look at this mad shit he's done. I'd be like, yeah, nice. You know, I like his.
He's persona non grata, isn't he? He's deplatformed to fuck.
Yeah, but I think the other side to it is as well is, you know, the legal thing is you know, not the Covington, the other one. I mean, obviously he walked it back and saying the kids, you know, it never happened. Which one was it? Which school? I can't remember, but you know, he said that they were child actors and it never happened and all that. And
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, that was it. Now he did walk it back and he has said, yeah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have said that and stuff. But I think that he's just sort of going easy whilst that's still in play, you know. I think someone sat him down and had a very serious conversation with him.
Yeah, Alex, stop it.
He'll be back though. He'll be back.
Why? Well, you know, so we get shit for allowing him on Live League. I got shit because we allowed Press TV to post there. Basically, what it is, it's like, well, you support Iran because you allow Press TV to post. You support Alex Jones because you allow him to post. They never come and accuse me of being pro-American, pro-Israeli for letting those guys post on Live League, though, do they? No, they just pick the things they don't like and go, that's what Hayden likes. Yeah, fucking myopic prick. It's like, you're all screaming, we want less censorship on Live League, we want more freedom, but not for those people. You know, and one guy gave me the example, he said, how do you think Salman Rushdie feels with you supporting fucking the people that want to do it? It's like, dude, you know, America's been trying to take a kid with autism from England and put him in prison for life for computer hacking. How do you think he feels letting you post on here? Stop that bollocks. Just fucking stop it. It's fucking stupid. We all know Iran are arseholes. But pretending they're not there isn't going to work.
Yeah, no, we need to... No, that's the thing. I want to hear it. Let them speak. You know, yeah. I want to hear it. I always want to hear it. Always. I fucking hate this. I see it all the time with people going, "Oh, well, you know,
This is what's caused all the problem online. This is why so many
yeah,
sites have had to clamp down. This is why it's a fucking misery trying to do things decently, because everyone wants their fucking way, and they always put their way as freedom. Only theirs. That's freedom. I get what I want. That's freedom. Fuck you." And that attitude is pervasive from all sides. But they all point to the other side. Oh, it's not me. It's them. It's not me. It's them. It's not me. It's them. It's not me. It never fucking stops. And each one of these people will never get off their fat, lazy fucking arse and do something themselves, though. They just want to force everyone else to fucking do it for them. You know, fuck these people. Fuck everyone.
Oh, dude, hey, do you know? I've been watching Minecraft, PewDiePie Minecraft with my daughter. It's dead good. I just say because he always starts with "Good morning, gamers." So just before I put it on, I shout "Good morning, gamers," and she just runs in PewDiePie, and it's a really sweet little thing, like because he's named all his animals in it, and when they die, they make memory. It has little flashbacks, and she goes, "Daddy, they make it. It's so lovely." But so there's this weird thing. I never thought I'd end up watching PewDiePie, but then when his wedding pictures were released today, because he's just got married, I got all emotional, happy for him. Because I've been watching him, I thought I felt today seeing PewDiePie's wedding videos. I understood how people feel when they see royal weddings. You know, when they see like the Harry or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like having street parties, and I have no emotional connection whatsoever to royal weddings. I don't care.
I've got a problem with YouTubers.
Go on, what?
I don't watch PewDiePie.
That's understandable.
But my son watches Dan TDM.
I don't know that one.
He's this bellend with blue hair, which is a problem with me because I searched for ninjas today and just some prick with blue hair was fucking sat there. I don't know who the fuck he was, so I had a look who he was. He's some cunt that plays games on Twitch or something.
Yeah. My little girl's been watching.
Calls
this guy.
himself Ninja. He's like everything a ninja isn't. Everything a ninja isn't. He's just this. Anyway, Dan TDM. So my son's like, "Can I have blue hair like him?" He's like, "No, of course you can't, son." "Well, what about when I'm older?" "You probably won't want it when you. I hope you don't want. I mean, you know, yeah, dye your hair, but not to be like Dan TDM." "Why, Dad?" "Because he's an idiot, son. But he's really popular." "Yeah, I did say this to my son, but so's AIDS." You know, it's like, well, can we go and see him on tour? "No, son. No, we can't." So you want to be a supportive parent, don't you? You want to support their interests. But I do believe that most of these YouTubers are actually aids for children's brains.
Yeah, I know.
Because I've sat and watched an episode of it, and I've never felt so old and disconnected in my life. Because I'm thinking, you're massively popular, and well done. But if I see PewDiePie, I can see how he's done it.
Yeah.
You know, he's used the strength of his character and his determination. And all these fucking people have come in at the back of him. And there's nothing there. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, son, can't you just want to be like, I don't know, Keith Richards or something? You know, just...
Well, he'll get there. He'll get there.
Now, the only thing I'm proud of, my son, and we don't force him to listen to any music. He's always been really open. If he wants to listen to rap, granted he has to listen to it when I'm out the house. But he listens to his metal, and he's really on his own bat. He got into Slipknot, which is why I started listening to it again. He found them and he loved it. This is good. This is good. But then on the flip side, I've got Dan TDM and rap music. It's very disappointing. This is the problem. This is the problem with the world today. There's a milky toast people talking about nothing with their blue hair, and rap music, which basically, as far as I can tell, is for people that can't sing or play music. And it's like, my friend let me listen to this rap song. I said, let's listen to it. Let's listen to this rap music that you young people are into. It was all bitches, hoes, and slapping, and it was disgraceful. Why can't they sing about dragons and things like that? Proper things like heavy metal bands do. Politics and swords and shit. Not popping caps in people's arses.
Drugs. Drugs.
Drugs, especially. You didn't get that. You didn't get that with Iron Maiden. You didn't. You got Aces High, Alexander the Great, Stranger in a Stranger, proper stuff. And I don't understand putting a cap in someone's ass. That doesn't even sound vaguely hygienic.
Well, no, it tends to be quite a dirty thing, actually.
It's
I
all
think.
disgusting. It's disgusting.
I've just spotted a tweet from Alex. I think I'm guessing this is going to be a thread. We'll have to see by the time we hit the end of the year. But he started listing my neuroses on Twitter.
Oh, Jesus,
Thanks,
that's
Alex.
going to be a long fucking list. Captain Racist Butterspoon here.
This fucking...
Am I bashing black culture? I don't know. Rap music shit. It's fucking awful. Makes no fucking sense. Why is it, it takes fucking 8 producers. 8 producers for a rap record that has like 5 words on it. I don't understand. What? Now I know it's like, oh, you just don't get it. And I don't. I'm freely admit that even since the 80s, I've never got it. It's never been my thing. Do you know why? It's shit. It's just shit. That's not even subjective. That's objective. It's shit, and you shouldn't be listening to it.
They need those producers to make sure it's lit, Hayden. Obviously,
lit. That's yeah. Is that another way of saying bollocks? Nobody should listen to rap music. I'm telling you now, Triggerists. Stop doing it. You're rotting your mind. Go and listen to some Megadeth or Manowar or something. Jethro Tull. Jerry and the Pacemakers.
You just reminded me that. Have you seen they're bringing the Matrix back?
Ooh.
Doing another Matrix. They've got Keanu Reeves in, who I've no idea why. He doesn't need the money.
He's probably doing it for the chuckles now, the same as that Bill and Ted thing he's doing. And there's probably another John Wick on the way as well, which is fine by me.
Yeah, I could understand it's John Wick, but why are you bringing the Matrix? Surely 2 failed sequels was enough. I mean, what are you going to do? Unless they've had some great idea, because it'd have to be, in terms of what the original Matrix did, they're going to have to pull something fucking special out, aren't they? To sort of...
Not to mention it finished.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know,
it finished. It reached the end.
It did.
Why is it? We've got this. Why
conclusion.
do we need a sequel? Why can't we just, why does, I mean, I understand some films require sequels. Some are a trilogy. It's planned that way, and that's brilliant. I get it. But the minute something's successful, it's like, well, we need a sequel. It's like, yeah, but it finished. Yeah, but we need a sequel. Yeah, but it finished. No. We need a sequel. And then in 10 years, we'll have a remake. That's what we'll do.
Mr. Kill C1's just said he died. He did die, didn't he? It was all a bit much, the way he died.
Oh, he'll not be dead now.
He's not dead.
He didn't actually die. He didn't. Alan Reader says, bet Neo is going to look as old as Hayden. I bet he isn't. He will have lustrous black hair. Who was it that asked me the other day? A guy in a vape shop said, why don't you dye your beard? What? Why don't you dye your beard if you do these shows and things like that? Dude, I earned this shit, all right? I'm getting older. This is what happened. Nobody will be fooled.
Can you imagine if we suddenly popped up and it was just jet black?
It's like, oh, yeah, well, that looks natural, Hayden.
If you dyed it, nope. No.
It just grew in this week.
Yeah. Just had a really good week.
And it always looks natural as fuck. But I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, why don't you want to look younger? Because I'm 47. I'm aging. I'm not ashamed of it. What the fuck? I'm still alive. Fuck it. I'm just happy for that. Why would I pretend to be young? Because I'm not young. I don't think I'm decrepit and ancient yet. Although I have been told on Twitter I shouldn't have an opinion anymore because of my advancing years. That person got told the truth in no uncertain fucking terms. But it's like, what is this thing we've got about women must be under massive pressure for this shit.
Oh, well.
And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's, I met my missus when we were 21. She's not going to look like that. We've grown older together. Every wrinkle, every grey hair is part of life. Celebrate it. Enjoy the shit out of it, Saggy balls, the fucking lot. It's part of what you get. Well, you live with it, enjoy it.
No,
Get older with pride.
my balls are bothering me, man. They're not right. They're not. And I don't know. They're just not. Yeah, they're just slowly making their way down.
Mine aren't like knee length yet or anything like that, but they're not as taut as they were when I was a young man.
No,
okay?
that's the thing, man.
But that's fine, because who am I going to be showing them to?
I just want to have a bath without seeing them. I don't need them floating
Graham,
there.
the way you're putting on weight, don't worry about it, mate.
I know, yeah. Bye.
Yeah. If you're very lucky, you might just be seeing the tip. And that's when you bend over. Just get older. Just fuck it, get older. Why don't you dye your beard, Hayden? Because I'm not a fucking idiot. Why would you dye your beard? Well, it makes me look younger, but you're not younger. Why do you want to look younger? Who are you trying to impress? I've had this discussion with the missus. If we split up, where would you go dating? I fucking wouldn't. I can't be arsed. Too old.
God.
I'll sit at home, be old and grey with my saggy balls and a PlayStation.
Done with
Happy
that,
as
yeah.
fuck.
Done with that now.
I don't want to get to know somebody else. I already know way too many people.
God, yeah. If I mess it up with Stove, done. That's it, man.
Seriously, I in general, I know too many people. I don't need to know more, especially intimately. That's a huge investment of effort that, quite frankly, I can't be arsed with. Obviously I love my missus. We've been together for most of our lives. That'll do for me, thanks. What if, you need something? Porn and a wank. And even then, surely in the next few years, that's going to die off as well. just soup. Just soup.
Just done.
Just fuck it. I'm getting older. Fuck it. Dude, a couple of years I'm going to be 50.
Yes.
That's a big one, isn't it? And my beard will be white by then. I wonder if my eyebrows will go. I don't know.
Oh, do you know what? I had one of them. The old man eyebrows that go out.
I get the odd one, and it's really unsettling.
Yeah. And oddly enough, that's probably because it's new, and I'm used to the balding and my teeth going all wonky and all that. I'm getting used to all that. But then that one eyebrow that came out with the old man spike, I was like, fuck.
I got accused of plucking mine a few years ago, because they're a bit pointy. I said, no, please believe, plucking my eyebrows is not something that would ever occur to me in a million fucking years. Nose hairs, yeah, because they tickle like fuck. You got to get rid of them.
Yeah, no, I've got to get rid of them. Yeah. Too much.
Ear hair as well. What the fuck's that all about? Why is it when you get older you need hairy ears? Why did nature go, do you know what you really need? You need some more hair coming out of them motherfuckers. And the odd random hair growing out of weird places.
Yeah, I get one there.
I found one on my forehead. Just once. A little thin hair. Got rid of that. My dad's got one growing out of his cheek. But he's not got rid of it. He's shaved it. But he's 81. Who am I to tell him what to grow and what not to grow? But I'm going to have to point out at some point, Dad, that one big fucking hair coming out of it. We got to sort that shit out. Okay, let me get the tweet. Let me do it for you.
You could just get an electric razor and just dad, boom, right, that's it.
We don't normally. I mean, we're close and everything. I don't mind hugging him, even though I'm not a very huggy person. We don't quite have the relationship where we'll remove body hair from each other. But on this occasion, I'm thinking I might just have to pluck that motherfucker out because
I've got to. Yeah, I've got to. I was up at half midnight the other night talking about this. It's bothering me, Dad. This needs to go.
It's really driving me fucking mad. I've got to put an end to this. But I don't understand why people are so morbidly afraid of aging. Because all it means is you've not died yet.
Yeah, made it.
You're doing okay. You're living longer than most people who have lived before. It's fine. You just crack on, get older, be happy with it. Granted, when I get to an age where I start looking a bit like Happy Dog, maybe it's time for a bit of personal grooming. I don't know, an iron, I expect. But, a ball lift. Oh, God, I bet these are like 2 marbles in a saggy leather pouch, aren't they? Jesus.
I wonder if that's a thing. It must be. You must be able to get ball lifts. I'd think about that.
Bulldog clip, dude. Just when you want to look your best, clip them up. Fano Boss, of course, happy dog rocks. And, we met the guy. He's hung out with us. I wish he'd come back down again. I hope he does. He's all right for a fucking wrong 'un.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it when he comes down. It's funny.
He's a good bloke. He's a good bloke to be around as well. He's all right. Funny looking. Talks funny.
It does talk funny. He talks like one of them, doesn't he?
Talks very funny. But, just wear Speedos and keep that shit tucked in one place. Just make sure they are the correct size. If they're tight, you're going to come out the sides. And I don't know. I'm no expert on these things. I don't know how attractive the ladies find it when you just got one greying knacker hanging out the side of your swimming costume. All right, ladies. Yeah, that's just one of my balls. Just one. Let me tuck that back in. You tuck that one in, the other one comes out the other side.
Dude, I did that the other day, I just had some old jeans on with a couple of rips, that I just wear around the house. I didn't realise that they'd actually torn down there. And I was out front, just sat on the curb, just chilling. And the neighbour came out from across the way, and she doesn't really speak English. So I know her, and we get on, and and we there's a little few words that we can communicate with and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't realise until she would come out that my balls had both pushed through the gap, and I was sat cross-legged, just going, "Hey!" And there was just hair and skin and everything just there, and yeah. Imagine what she thinks of English people. Like, does she think that I didn't care? Like that? Oh, English people just let the balls hang. They don't care. Savages.
I'm pretty sure she knows it's just you.
She knows. She's been here a few years now. Yeah.
What was it? I would. We got 3 dogs and clean up. Well, we used to have 3 dogs. We've got 2 now, but cleaning up dog shit is a part of it. And sometimes you miss the odd one. So I had to go across the garden. Somebody came back. I'd found a dog turd. But my jeans were a bit long. So, they were under the heel of my sneakers. So I got shit on my jeans. Now, my wife's in the garden, just tears in her fucking eyes, because obviously I'm having a massive tirade about dog shit, and other dogs should have their asses sewn shut and stuff. So I went, right, and I took my trousers off in the back garden, in temper. But, of course, this made my life laugh hard, because I lifted one leg up, to pull them out. And I was wearing rather loose sort of boxer shorts, and apparently I did display my testicles to all and sundry in all their glory. It's never your cock, is it? It's just your balls.
Oh.
The cock's tucked away on the other side, nice and neat and tidy, minding his own business. It's always your knackers are like, right, I'm gonna have a look what's out here.
Some little boy 2 doors down, just at his bedroom window, like the first time he's ever seen balls, like.
Not the most attractive part of anybody's anatomy, even at the best of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's life, isn't it?
We've just lost the American Rebellion MAGA channel. He says he's got to go have a nice evening. I think I've got to go as well, I think because I've been up all night for several nights in a row now.
We've been streaming for 2 hours and 10 minutes, most of it about testicles and vaping. So perhaps not our most cohesive podcast ever.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed it, and at least 30 people have stayed with us.
I always like chatting to you, man. It's always nice. Are we on this Thursday?
Oh, I don't know. We're going to do a show.
All right, okay. But you don't know if we're going to be on.
I don't know if we're going to be doing it like this.
It might be low energy.
I think we should do the studio. Studio. We'll see.
So we'll do it no matter what. But you're going to put me in the bitch role where you can just get rid of me whenever you want again.
I did like that. Well, it's
funny.
Just, they're like that. I can do it here. It's great. I've got the buttons. It's good. Just mute you like that, and nobody else can hear you, and I can say whatever I want.
Oh, for fuck's sake, that's bad form, man.
Yeah, you back now.
Alan is correct as well. I am dying for a poo. That's right. I've got a proper nice poo coming I had a massive coffee before we started, and it's just worked its way down there.
Loosen things up, has it?
Oh yeah.
That's what it used to be. Do you want the morning cigarette?
Oof.
Nothing puts your bowels on high alert. A morning, especially if your stomach's a bit off, or if you've got anything in that area. It just, for some reason, that's the one where you just get to the toilet, and as you get there, your sphincter goes, I'm just going to open now, yeah? But by that time, you have the panicky pants down thing and praying that it doesn't let go before you've sat down. Morning cigarettes were great for that. Vaping does get it started.
Not for me.
It's not as exciting. It's not as exciting.
It's bad though. Like, where I'm outside now because I've got like the big door there. If it's shut, because I try and leave the big door on the latch kind of thing, so that I can come in quick. But sometimes if it's slid shut, and then I'll get like 2 drags in, and I'm like poo, and I'm looking for my keys, and I hate that.
That's a stress. That's a terrible stress. Because if you're even within 12 feet of your toilet, your body does go, I'll just start opening the different sluice gates and things.
Yeah, I'll just get it started, and I'll assume you're going to make it. Why would you not?
Alan said try that while camping. Not a problem. The campsites, we've not gone camping this year, but the last 2 years we've gone camping with the boy. Because he's young, we choose sites that have toilets so you can go for a good refreshing poo in the morning with at least 14 other people. Because there's nothing finer than shitting in the same room as strangers. It's disgusting. I need to get a motorhome or something.
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun.
Shit in private. Because I don't think a shit is something you should be sharing with other people. I think that's, your private time. And depending what kind of shit it is, you might just be sat there thinking about things. You might be sat there going, oh, God, no.
Well, yeah.
Whatever it is, it's your time.
I don't mind. If I'm on a campsite and it's a cubicle, it's not like I'm talking through the...
But I don't like it because you hear other people's noises. I remember, when I used to take my son to the toilet. He's old enough to go and take him in a cubicle. And we were in there, I was having a wee, and the guy next to us must have had something that disagreed with him. But he let rip. Oh, he let rip. So, of course, I laugh because I go, my son thinks it's great, and he's farting, Dad. He's farting. And well, what can I say? I have to go, yes, son, he is. And that's what I don't like. I don't like sitting down to go through my morning ablutions and hear someone else grunting and straining just a short distance away, knowing that they are releasing their filthy, dirty feces in my proximity. And the bits of it going everywhere, and then in the air, aerosol of other people's shit. No, it's disgusting. Disgusting. I don't approve of it.
They keep the two of them. They'll be in bed. They'll be in my bed playing on the Switch or something, and then she's convinced her that it's funny to fart around me. So they'll just if one of them needs to fart, they'll come in here, fart, and go back in, and I can hear him in there laughing as I'm going, "What are you doing? Why'd you keep farting?" But it's my reaction, isn't it? And then Soph does it all the time. She'll fart, then leave the room, and I'm like, seriously?
I just fart and blame my son. I do that a lot.
I know, I can't do it now. I can't do it.
I do that. Especially like some evenings we'll go upstairs to watch a film. I'll go with him, we'll watch a film together. And nothing is guaranteed to see me expelling gas like watching a film. And I just blame him constantly. Once I pretended to phone the police because he was doing it too much.
Alex just said I haven't been able to clip anything in 45 minutes.
There's been gold here, dude. What are you doing? There's best clips ever. Shitting whilst camping.
Yeah,
Saggy balls.
What are you on about? This is the stuff that needs... Oh, for God's sake. You've been getting the stories and that nonsense, haven't you? Wasting my time.
This is the shit we want. This is the shit that costs us viewers.
20 minutes of poo talk, man.
I love the fact that it's pooing, which followed saggy balls.
Yeah, well
a solid 15 minutes on saggy balls.
I'm going to have to go, though. I'm losing my mind, man. I can feel my...
It does get a bit loose, doesn't it, around this time? I don't mean...
I know, and usually, I mean, look at me. Honestly, you could do a time-lapse of the last few shows, and I'm just getting more and more, like...
Happy Dog says, I miss the times when I could fart in my own time. Rather than just let loose a horse's cough everywhere. Pardon me, it just comes out. It's like my old man. My old man's got, he's got a colostomy.
Yeah.
He has no control over that. But the problem is my son takes after me, so we'll all be sat around like the dinner table or something, and he'll he can't help it. But the problem is, it's me dad starts laughing, my son starts laughing, I start laughing. I can't help that. Just how can you have your dinner with that going on? And he just said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Or sometimes he just pretends like he hasn't heard it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you've got to, haven't you? Oh, we were talking about that today because my little girl, she keeps pretending that she's asleep on the floor so that I'll put her to bed. She keeps doing it. I said to Sophie, like, why does she keep doing that? And because she's obviously awake, but she's just like, I'll just open the door and she's like, it's like the first couple of times I was like, God, has something happened? Is she ill? But no, it's because she wants me to lift her up and go, oh, it's all right. But then So's been telling me, oh, my granddad used to do that, and I loved it. And my granddad knew that I was asleep. My granddad knew I was faking it and all the rest of it. And I'm thinking, oh shit, man, like that's me now. I'm the person that,
Yeah.
like, we both know that she's faking. We both know it's a silly game, but she just wants to be lifted up and carried and like.
Just trying to think. The only time Junior pretends he's asleep is when he sneaked into our room to watch telly at night when he should be in bed. And when he hears me coming upstairs for whatever I'm going upstairs for, he just pretends to be. And I just say, "Oh, come on now, time to wake up. You got to go back to bed," knowing full well he's fucking wide awake, because I hear him frantically moving about because he hears me coming upstairs.
Yeah. And I think sometimes you're gonna step a bit heavy, aren't you, to give him a chance. I know I definitely make noise to let Zelda know sometimes that I'm coming. So whatever it is you're doing in there, just put it away, clean it up.
Right, we need to knock this on here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this epically long broadcast. This should all be 2 hours long, Graham. This is just fucking wonderful.
Yeah, I don't mind, man. It's all good.
People are missing out. We should have thousands of viewers for this sort of stuff. I don't understand why we're not more popular. I don't get it.
Well, it's because, as I pointed out on my stream on Sunday, like if you search something like Brexit, or if you search any of the tags that we use, it's all now CNN, Daily Mail, Fox News. That's the only thing. Even if they've got less views than us or whatever, and less engagement, doesn't matter. They get pushed up.
But you guys can help. Click like. Click subscribe. That little like. It takes like a second of your life, guys. But it means a lot. It really helps the channel. Just click like. It's a little tiny thing.
Yeah. It's all the difference.
Yeah, subscribe, follow, share the links with your friends or people. Obviously not many of you have actual friends. You say fucking with us at stupid o'clock in the morning. But that's cool. We're friends. Share them online. Share the links. Get more people into it. Go to triggerwarning.tv and sign up and make your friends sign up as well. It's a place we can hang out without any of the tracking and harassment bullshit. Just crack on. Enjoy yourselves. That's what it's there for. And if you'd like to support the project, because this shit all costs and time costs, you know the crack by now. You can go to patreon.com/triggerwarningtv. Become a patron from just $1 a month. Oh, what's that? You can even give a little more if you want. If you can't afford to give anything or don't want to, that's fine. Do the link share thing. Help us out. If you can't even be asked doing that, that's fine too. Just come hang out with us and watch the shows. Thanks, guys. We'll be back on Thursday with... we're going to have to stop calling it the big show. I know you like it.
Oh, is this another dig at my weight, is it? Hey?
No. Are you getting fucking sensitive or something? I'm sorry. Is Graham-etta getting sensitive about her weight?
No, I'm not. I was trying to joke. But you're such a vicious man.
Don't you dare assume my gender. I might be a lady.
You might be. Yeah, you could be.
Don't let the beard, cock, and saggy balls fool you.
I should have.
It's a lady beard, lady cock, and lady saggy balls.
It's rude not to ask.
I need to demand someone wax my balls. Get extra wax. And be gentle.
Do you have? Thank you, Arminius, for dropping us a share, man. I really, really appreciate it. I really do. Shares are huge. Like, we won't get anywhere in the algorithm unless people share it. Like, we won't. They've killed it. They've killed the thing out of it. Like, we were going viral all the time, and then they've just gone, no, fuck off.
No love. No love. Well, John, we got to fuck off, but we'll be back on Thursday, 10 o'clock, with what's still called The Big Show. And if you tune in for that, every Sunday Graham does his show around 1ish. Come September, he's going to go in live every fucking day. How annoying will that be?
I know. I love it. I love the people who comment to say, God, I can't watch this shit. And it's like, well, don't then, dickhead. Fuck off. It's fucking YouTube. There's plenty of choice. It's like, oh.
Is it him again? But there's lots more coming with Trigger Warning, and hopefully we get to achieve a third of what we're planning on doing, and we will start plotting out the live show very soon. I do promise. I'll just go along. Whatever. I'll just go along with it. I think that'll be the easiest thing. just yeah, yeah. Guys, till Thursday. Have a great one. Thanks again. Take care. Bye bye.